bebo ani ewo dance park kotokwa ho bobo an sei ena esi etie daban ena omo ewuramu ewo bibiani ena okotoko ho na no eno to aba eyi national supporters chairman na ese kotoko supporters nina wo chairman na ende urama empenimfo ebehia na afi omadidi nkomo na omayino edina che na afi interim omo a wono eya adwuma emprempren abusuam omatima ahye omudwuma di ase latest ebefi ho aba afi Accra House of Folk yebehwem democracy cup no homne Accra Great Olympics ena bebo na ehonsem etesen coach Masoud Didi Dramani na no metese Larry Smiler former player Emma Krause folk say Great Olympics ebeti inkudim details ebeba na Police Ladies Forum ediana amo eye ewo Ivory Coast emprempren na games no enkudim diana eba qualification amon sabeka anope twan details ngina ebefi ho aba ewo dwumade no so Black Stars of Ghana nyankopon bo a September ya FIFA World Cup 2026 in Mwakansi no ebobi da ben and a place nimabetu na Accra Sports Stadium update kra say mingina yada honsem erasumu ene anopay se agudie munsem ye konko phone close wa and some wo hopa na weekend D French League 1 German Bundesliga Serie A and afi English Premier League matches etoja over the weekend ningina yada honsem eratu anim na Jose Mourinho after say Enria confirm war say onye coach Emma Fenerbahce no obey juma ede ama Nottingham Forest ana Enra Nuno Espirito Santo etimunsem by Jean Pierre Gasperini akasa afa Jadon Sancho yada honsem ebeba enano pay Ruben Amorim na oruwa no say emotions ena emano ekasa emra olusu the Carabao Cup oka say his way of doing things do babia yana emotions enso eka home ebereti ezeba starte weekend D ama Arsenal and answer ultimate starte yada honsem ebebam afi okwa Crystal Palace asoya Oliver Glasner the assembly to jam afa Mark Gehi ho e assembly ye the honsem abeto anim anopay Doruma de ya te se onya agreement with Man City adiama deal no adile ayedien obeta honsem anopay ye beko La Liga num Tabi Alonso etin sema to jam businesses amaye out transfer them so far Madrid ebe biem and I say Madrid enye biem Xavi Simons a player Emma Tottenham Spurs openi edenti enema uchusu Tottenham Spurs or the details about na Atlanta coach Ivan Juric na honsem ewa ha ensem no Dawson a weekends edition of today's sports inti obati more and pay timina ewa ha na Solomon Carter Minion Suratrasi enti mamin kona so ye minim se bese na wotwe bese na wotwe mienu die minia no fie nkwa poya no kofie wow beti opa for baby there
lawyer
so be fine
yes nyame adom bibia okay also
nigga ni edu
there say now so seriousness really be for hono movie
ala mi kan nyina bi omu nyina o me ka kire omu me trane ka se mi na o fara kapa wa nhwe ya asemasi agoni di
yes
so be fine
oh nyame adom bibia fine tino yensan cha etiefo ne ahefo enenso aye memenda weekends edition of today's sport said they be aye no ye ba weekend ye review games ekoso ewo eye amanone ye ba fie so games no so eye fie no ye di ehon nkomo ene ye be si fom ne di nkomo pi Asante Kotoko eberem ewo dance park ene bibia asesa omo be touch down bibia ni ochina game no etodwa ensem pi ena ewom Samba Onel afei ye coach Abdul Karim Zito omo nyina kasa edefa game no frempo manso ono so hope second time after Gaka Tofo no obehye Asante Kotoko wo mo eboboku ne ho nkomo ewa ha Heart of Folk Olympics teams ni mienu meka say Olympics omu dwoma nu mana say omu ebe walkie talk no Larry Sumaila or the same piatu jam de afa Democracy Cup gamer and also eba so no and wasante kotoko na no and yebewrem na transfer business no ye di ehon komo china na lawyer so nim say china na extended transfer window no kakano mde to so no ebe we players akotoko be terminate your contract yes ti yesi form a ye di nyina ho komo enso ebeba ene anopay obi seche ne krata no yebedomo asuko na afei yahwe se dwumadi no bedi e de aboa chairman solo anaso ndi mfamo na nyina ho nkomo ho na chitafo ni bi di nkomo bi wa akire ene ho sensema sante kotoko enye official there but omanya a new video analyst ono so ebeboa kotoko team no na we analyze videos de amatim no na fe coaches no enwan han omo kakra ono so ye be ni dwumadi anim kakra kakra na fe ye rem ewo other clubs aboa wo mo ye ewo wo mo aseye for Ghana Premier League no so e sha ase ochena na wotwe GFA Black Stars Otuado omo nyina eho enkomo ewa ha ni nyina ye bedi eho enkomo ewo eye dwumadi ni so nti lawyer 7 o'clock AM yenkwai crofon cross na afi yemfa ma no ne nsem no emfa ento aso ye ba fie so ye be say din komo kakra aha ewa sa
esan ya rehoda
okay
on say mi sister energy nye adwuma kra bia nkasa mrinka mo ne nchen ni kunu da fom ewo atena krom
okay
nti ene yeso ye be kwa atena krom na ene no programs no doso
pa
nti I was say any nyina
ene so na Reverend Major na ye ne baso nti no eno so awia aboa so mpatamu honom yes ye be si form ho
doso
ene so na Charles Kwajofosu ne 1 week celebration no eno so e baso nti no yes eno de enkran but
is it Mamponso nanada mpem
okay
so ya we
ene
oh dem pebo
okay
nti ni nyina no yebedi ho nkomo
right okay
enti Solomon Carter ena anopay ade na be esinisi enti yebekwa ba yeba na oni tim ni nyina etimi atoa so ene anopay eye Oyerepa TV Oyerepa Radio 100.7 FM na ensabnom edoso ena no pay de disafata se wohwe na wotie ena yede esum wonsam no doso na mom de disafata se wohwe na wotie ena yede emwo ya no akọ Facebook page no so Oyerepa Radio Oyerepa TV Oyerepa Radio Oyerepa TV respectively na wase na wa comment now day o messages no agu comment section ho ye ba na ya to ebuase akinkan ina amon said say ene said ye efata ye sase afi French League anum ye ra match day 3 na enra ena games no etimi esase say ena ekoye enra oko lonsa suya wo mutifiem asemiensa breast ete ekaramo bako and drying Thomason enya go ete ematim no meretu anim say ene matches way ena eltodwa Lauren any Lille ete ebosom ewo Ves Alimat na oko nanta suya omni AJ Oxe ena ete ebos 5 PM na fame yanya Toulouse on Paris Saint-Germain ete bebo anim 7:05 PM way eye ene matches our French League anum odum for dumya edatna eye Angus ene start Dirine I was start Raymond Cooper na for AS Monaco and Strasbourg at the abosom eye 3:15 PM na oko Le Havre amasuya amene Nice at the Abrani na Paris FC and it met at the Eboso na Olympic Lyon and the Olympic Dramasse at the Abani way a French League An match day 3 Honsam Anna Yati Amau and then Anopay Yanko Germany our Bundesliga match day 2 and Ram Anna Itim Ashas say and a Honsam Esi Akoye on Sa Hamburg SV Amutifim Emma St. Pauli Aboma Eka Mienua Amantibe Antem our Vuspak Stadion na enam yawa RB Leipzig on a Hettenham at the Eboso 1:30 p.m. our Red Bull Arena Leipzig Chromom na for TSG Hoffenheim Trophy on the entrance Frankfurt at 1:30 p.m. our Prisoro Arena na VfB Stuttgart and Borussia Mönchengladbach at the Berlin our M8P Arena at 1:30 p.m. Werder Bremen and Leverkusen 1:30 p.m. Our Versailles Stadion game no Eltodam now for Augsburg Atrafie on Bayern Munich at 4:30 p.m. Our WWK Arena Abusiam Nyankopon Boa Otram games nam ebetime atoaso na Wolfsburg ebetram fie na on Mainz 5 at the Aboso Otram Borussia Dortmund and the Union Berlin and at the Aboso FC Cologne and Freiburg at the Bernie way and Manchester ebetodam our match day 2 of the Bundesliga and play ya don some atuanim yebeko Italy na fe ya twa Manchester Odoa ebetodam our Serie A num match day 2 of the Serie A na Detenium Cremonese and Ram Amashamiensa Sassuolo at the Academy Munum our Giovanni Zini Stadium and a game num etime atofem enra lecture tifie ama AC Milan akobona eka mienua wantimi antimi Christian Pulisic and Robin Loftus-Cheek and about 2 goals Emma Milan and then Bologna and Como at the Bosom 4:30 p.m. our Renato da Ara Stadium our Bologna Parma Metrofiem our Ennio Tardini na on Atalanta at the Aboso 4:30 p.m. Napoli and Cagliari at 6:45 p.m. our Stadio Diego Armando Maradona Stadium at Pesa and AS Roma and album na Otinam Yebenya Genoa on Juventus at the Aboso our Ligue Ferraris now for Torino and Fiorentina at the Aboso our Olimpico Grande di Torino Inter Milan and Udine at about 6:45 our Stadio Giuseppe Meazza Lazio and Hellas Verona and at the Aboso our Stadio Olimpico Roma Como and a side game no ebetime atoja ya don some atuanim and anopay on Oyerepa TV on Oyerepa 100.7 FM Detenie yabako Spanish Primera División Santander La Liga num say and a honsam esi etiem match day 3 and ra yenya ete otifie our Martinez Verayo ete Cromom Emma Laventi Emma Bona Cabienua went me ante Valencia etrafie our Mistaya omishamian sam hetafi antime antibi way and ra matches mienua etodam our La Liga num and na aye mementa Deportivo Alaves and Atletico de Madrid ebom our Mendo Zoroza our Spain afe Real Oviedo and Real Sociedad at the Ebani at 5 p.m. Girona and Sevilla ebom at 5:30 p.m. our Municipal de Montelivideo Rona Cromom na fe Real Madrid and Mallorca at the Abosom our Santiago Bernabeu na fe Quesiada yanya Celta Vigo amane Villarreal and at the Abosom our Balaidos Real Betis and Athletic Club Bilbao at 5 p.m. na Espanyol and Osasuna ebom our RCDE Stadium na fe Rayo Vallecano and FC Barcelona ete abani wey Matisa etotwa was Spanish Primera División Santander Pichichi no onim sa Buena Oyerepa watimi atotontam that's 3 goals and nsa etimi aka Kylian Mbappe and 10 times so yamra English Premier League num na fe yanhwem English Premier League Matisa Otuo etotwa over the weekend say and wonsam esi etie abusuam yewo Chelsea on Fulham and eti apani na game no totwa I was Stamford Bridge no so London Cromwell na fe Manchester United and Burnley at the abani Old Trafford oko Sunderland soya young fan to just Brentford no abebo I was Stadium of Light na fe Tottenham Spurs and Bournemouth at the abani our Tottenham Spurs Stadium Wolverhampton Wanderers and Everton abebo our Molineux Stadium Leeds United and Newcastle United at the abani our Eland Road at 4:30 p.m. and them early kick-off for Chelsea we are at 11:30 a.m. against Fulham our Stamford Bridge we are at that games at 2 p.m. now for today in the English Premier League with Leeds and Newcastle United bra red day sankore wono now yeah from NDC organizer me bra na utie onum sa motive no bebo no na Manchester United no mobere ni ana yebeka wonsem ena no pay money Burnley ena ebo nti mobese ana mo nse ana dada Matilda na Tottenham Brighton and Manchester City ebebom ewo American Express Community Stadium now for Nottingham Forest and West Ham United at the Abani our the City Ground Liverpool and Arsenal our Anfield now for Aston Villa and Crystal Palace and so at the Abani way Matisa over the weekend etoja ya don semina etuanim on Oyerepa TV on Oyerepa 100.7 FM NT 5 major European leagues no ye Conference League anum ye the Bundesliga fixtures emma ye was Serie A and ye do ramum our the Spanish Primera División Santander that is the La Liga ye the Premier League and also ahonsem atonim and pay by way of fixtures now ye zoom in into the stories now for ye come on and no pay na show no and live our Facebook pages and also Oyerepa Radio, Oyerepa TV, Oyerepa Radio, Oyerepa TV. Minumia nina and aya eti abomuntiana also wa drink chanom ote atuo na wase shonamonuanom enya bi etim ahwaya no like ye social media community no awasa oka ho enti no like page no na fe wonso wo be ka ho bi ewuram e was Spain na Spain no Madrid asue and mesha se free na Xabi Alonso ono manager Emma Madrid or the atuja sir the squad no or cambo biate with midfield the kutano and yet midfielders a bebia and what enti abedin sir obi omum prayer before sir yenka pronuntum sir 2025 summer transfer window ya close no enya de sir Madrid ebe to player bia Madrid so enjoy obia Emma no enkom Trent Alexander-Arnold and say ono tesansem na oye shocked kakra me manager me come obiate sir Trent Alexander-Arnold onko babia o kame plans ho me over 20 players and gentlemen ko ba se match bia na a player ba kom and ebo eno ayesimo Xabi Alonso ati atujam Alonso wie ye and ati atujwa se against Mallorca a game on fania grom a difficult game omokai against Barca omokai against smaller teams no sa uno mo eba ya awasam butimi epeta amodimbonum udiagra ati fm ebetim ayotan now he ya konsam fufroma Danny Ceballos or say oni boy ni team come on Mita B Alonso, Menebo anything, come on, and I'm a catcher and say, Massa, way anyway, and I was at Ottenham, and to boy better, nothing, why Juma, at the Madrid, also, or not as a coach there, Nipem, and I said, Dennis Ceballos, about no, Oko Baldro, Oko, Fiorentino Pienza, I am president, and a poano, Ekuta, woman, na, Olilian Tromini. Ate atuja for now or come obiate. Are you ready? Now, according to report to Kreba, HMS Olilian Tramini teams at the around £100 million a buy. Sir, you hear Olilian Tramini 2025 Asamayi Emma Madrid for rejete. Sasikano or say for now a near man. Chapi Alonso our training grounds and Nyama Ochano he's adapting and officer they are doing preseason within the season and to going forward Nyama aba kwenim kakra and kakra Madrid eba duom and no ya Olirian Tramini Ninsama oti atujam and ne anoplay now Maminko Chapi Alonso on Federico Valverde I say Federico Valverde a Juma oya Madrid no Juma Esupa or say in Finfi ho or fan bet I'm Madrid team no or calling him Benechi a Juma Bia Romanum as a player onyanum or ye na Uko Paris Saint Germain I'm a suya Nasa Mirum our boss suya Omo president Nasser Al Khaliafi or the Atujam Sa Osre Area Singina Lamin Yama talent today I was throw Obia Juma Lamin Yama Abom from last year and yesterday league 2 matches Akudana Abono Bia Humoteba what on a day never sorry this time to the guy say Obaje Ballon d'Or there there be Ballon d'Or Usman Dembele da Luis Enrique and Ram Oramo Ekasapi or your former player Emma Real Madrid or a former player Emma FC Barcelona and they or coaching Paris Saint Germain on himself coaches on my team at the Bansa at the trouble no or or the two jump sir me Luis Enrique fixtures me say no I am in pet on the likes of Barcelona Kokoba or so dream bebre or squad system now I'm bono I'm and it is always a difficult game and you Luis Enrique Nesama or there to jam and ne pay Chapi Alonso or say onim Thiago Pitat ye papa na Thiago Pitat no or a player with the absence of Jude Bellingham no and Eduardo Camavinga no or what him no pa or say or a calm and a passy ye na near dream or also benya me share of the season Jacoba Arasante or your Osasuna coach was it with the ball Madrid are now more organized and this makes them not to give the opponent any chances. They press well and have very good dominance in games. And Osasuna coach Jacoba Arasate was it for now Madrid kutabona also organized our midfield ubenya the likes of Olirien Tramini ubenya Ada Goulet now for Franco Mastan 20 or say organize our Finfio into Ayana Edne. Sa wa when Madrid able too much sir. Watch them bet me and more chances in the game. And your reporter Eka Yansano pay Bansa before sir summer transfer window and war Europe no Emra na we yeah more big decisions sir on bet me and make one. Ay omusika sama with La Liga rules no sorry cup no I was throw afe I was amutimi a breaky even that is I'm a balance I'm a books no na demete say team watch me no e bisa yanton Ronald Araujo e bisa na bi yaman ntinam na fe yanko fafo frokra kan ho and your reporter eba nti decisions to make ya don some to anim and anopay Luis de la Fuente manager Emma the Spanish national team openi Juan Garcia Ekobani say and went to me Anton some Anfa Anfredom Emra Otto some goalkeepers former Espanol omu goalkeeper and Mpempe Ukomwa onu na dem Emma Barca and on say options na do Johnson na 2 goalkeepers from them good goalkeepers or this answer them atuja and then anopay and arawusam see Barcelona training grounds minginama and some Gavi at me apra wanya ni injury training grounds and then on make a scan on afe the extent of Gavi the injury Hansi Flick the meeting obey changes our boss na Hansi Flick against Rayo likely say obetimi awramum with Kubasi it is suspected obestate now fe wabom Eric Garcia Ronald Araujo and a Christensen likely say women and a di aremo our Rayo game numa ya doing some edo and play Sevilla finally as a 36-year-old Cesar Aspilicueta a former Chelsea player Okokoya Jumam Emma Atletico de Madrid last season Menoka say Waramum Ewo Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pejuan Okobo Eti Ama Sevilla Bobokona Yatunina Etuanim and play on Oyerepa TV on Oyerepa 100.7 FM yeah live our Facebook pages and also Oyerepa Radio Oyerepa TV Oyerepa Radio Oyerepa TV shall comment yaba to a boa second canina among said say and said a fatam now yes Roma swear and make it means ya fi Spain ya ko Italy na ya din come on our Italy and I play yes Roma say amo kan wo biati Jadin Central deal no amon twa omo Enfield do no na amo kam obiate se ombedo mbebia se before se yanka pronontum se summer transfer window na bana wi no na amafa Jadin Central okoya jumam ama AS Roma adia eden ama Roma sesia ya ema boy no koya jumam emfa ema team no one aye ne salary akatua ojenom no kranie akatua no wosoro eno amana eden se oruwa no bebam na afi oba adwuma ede amatim no wanyina aye reasons emma oruwa no konkoya adwuma emfa emma team na ya donsem ejo anopai na Claudio Fenucci a confirm say Milan and Sunderland edin come for Giovanni Fabian omudin come say omonsam ebetima kan na fe oba adwuma ama team no AC Milan Yunus Musa omonyan take decision yet sir Yunus Musa abeko announce Yunus Musa abetina store amone Atalanta edin come for the transfer enti sir abeko kra this yanya mano akanji and sampo and watching every team atem dove big store jayatem etem se boy no AC Milan list of strikers no also account be I'm trying to say I'm some ebe kana fe obe jenim ho ede ama Milan Antonio Conte ede atudasa see statistics na example aye the Scudetto teams am pesa am Scudetto no edoso e be compete e Europe e be compete e fie na ono ne Napoli Stadio Diego Armando Maradona Stadium Brantenum afi a lot to prove when say last year am na a the Scudetto na I was some am say wuramu na afi am ye more afi if only say am pesa am for the title I was saying Motimba I'm a born last year afi wama more and Antonio Conte na I say mania J say afi about UEFA Champions League with Napoli Antonio Conte and na come for ati atuja sa Nicola Cavallini say I'm from ati no afi Dynamo Zagreb abebo ati amatim a loan option to buy 6 Fabregas ati atuja sam ono Fabregas no pressure bia ni ho se bia Fabregas say ni me koye ema e community kwaji team kase o se asenkanya komo a enka obia enwi 6 Fabregas or you good manager on prepare no ho enka kranka babi opese oduru a enyo obi kwa na be ka chan say kokoti team kase na o se Nico Pass processing na obo sesia o wiase no onim plus miensa omunim bom ate Nico Pass mpempe ene yansema okosas Fabregas na so ya ode atudwam David Fratesi and Sandro Tonali yamfan tudwam omanyina ewo same agency na Beppe Riso Demete HMSA omo push for a move sir ombetemim afri omo various teams na fe omo el baby from Inter striker Francesco Pio Esposito and afe Giovanni Leone Demete anopay HMSA Gennaro Gattuso the first Italy squad for World Cup qualifies against Estonia and afe Israel watunensa ete afe 2 plus Alexander Schofrin onom aye UEFA president na on European clubs say I'm matches away from home nanom and beto just Barcelona and Villarreal crack game no bomb United States of America Miami I say FIFA better say now fe I'm review with federations you know say I was say I'm bo and I say any question I'm a bomb and yansema if you etota and pay na demetini oko Juventus asua woman Atletico de Madrid nano we catch us homu dinkum on Nico Gonzalez na katua ojem Juventus no abusuam hununa Atletico de Madrid yara sansemnom atu anim enne anopay yamra England anafe yanim komom England and anopay on Oyerepa TV on Oyerepa 100.7 FM yeah live our Facebook pages no so Oyerepa Radio Oyerepa TV Oyerepa Radio Oyerepa TV o sha commentate yaba to ebo second kenina amon said sem any said efata Ruben Amorim abusuam Demetini or say emma supporters na ba mu said am start ya do baby na ekoye abasobodie ebanom ofisa amunam kwanum eyedan Manchester United ebesan sori biem na oko Ruben Amorim aso ya o se na no nsem bi o ha okekaye after say amufi Carabao Cup num emotions and a man of Casasa or say a do baby cry I hate my players and the other day before any emotions and a man of Casasa against Burnley it is going to be a difficult game now players na omusi akan ematim no any the task ahead enti omberum na fe enkurumde akọ ede amatim no Roma manager Jean Piero Gasperini na dia teachers openani abrepa o say mpenifom enrom na amunya dombe bia na Fezeri Sancho amfane emra na Ruben Amorim ati atudwa se ono manager de enka ne pe ene se Kobe Manu ebetime atena na fe Kobe Manu aya juma ama Manchester United na Ruben Amorim wienom eno odi tudwa se he is a good player and Osha every good player and this one do no say obesi akan in every game on also the time ebebam Kobe Manu and Ruben Amorim akasa ede afano ahead of Burnley game no odin SMP and a two-time Ruben Amorim press conference no ebinie.
No, until it's official, I cannot say much. I want Kobe to stay. He needs to fight for his place, and we need Kobe. So it's not, that is not going to change. The rest, I don't know how he's going to finish. I understand that the players that are not playing in this moment are disappointed, but everyone has the same, will have the same opportunity to play. You have to fight during the week. I don't feel that now, so it's a little bit like that. I think that is the hardest part of the defeat. Sometimes it's not the result, it's the way we lost that game or draw that game. That is the thing that is hard to accept because we can do better. These small things, recover position, fight for the ball, running, all these small things. Sometimes we dropped a little bit the level. The good thing is that we now have the next game to put that level up, and that is the focus. To be really honest with you guys, every time that we have in the future one defeat like that, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to say sometimes I hate my players, sometimes I love my players, sometimes I want to defend my players. I think this is my way of doing things. and I'm going to be like that. And I felt that in that moment I was so frustrated and annoying. And I know again that you have a lot of experienced people talking about the way I should perform with the media, to be more constant, to be more calm. I'm not going to be like that. So I'm trying to accept that, and I'm going to be who I am. And that's why I have the passion that I have. And in that moment, I was really upset and really disappointed because I felt that we had a very good preseason. We were playing better. We were being consistent in the way we played. We played badly 30 minutes against Fulham. And then that kind of performance, I was really disappointed with everything. But now it's a new game. And I'm focused on the next game. I have always conversations with them. I'm just focused on this game, and then I need to live this day by day. I'm understanding that, and I'm going to be like that all the time. So prepare yourselves. If you are in one way, if you have this kind of behavior, you have to understand that that is you have things that is good on that type of behavior. That you have the other side of the coin. So I understand that. And again, sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to be here for 20 years. Sometimes I love to be with my players. Sometimes I don't want to be with him. So again, I need to improve on that. It's going to be hard. But now I'm focused in the next game.
Eno aya Ruben Amorim manager Emma Manchester United Nensema Odia Tuja Anopay na mamindi came from to anim say Bayern Munich agree a deal to sign Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea. It is done. Tisadia Nanum Bekache Uno initial loan with 15 million euros loan fee for 1 season. Option clause and yet mandatory. I know a reporter a fee boy na so ye e to dwa e na no pay mamen to so e wo England Mikel Arteta ebereti ezebestate ananse ebereti instate and na promising ati eto dwa se ono promising de afutuo ananka odebema Mikel Arteta say omo ebereti eze and start Liverpool game no or a good player and oma team no a lot oma team no balance afi say ojemua o decide game said our Crystal Palace no official obetim aye more with Arsenal. Crystal Palace head coach Oliver Glasner ate atujus amikra matibi say amam for say Mark Gehi akoya juma ate ama Liverpool media mepe and say Mark Gehi abatram nothing we no nyina aye juma enye timer e was say your top player ni now no yet wo ye da sore ya say boy ne koya juma ate ama Arsenal ebereti eze entisia ton sa plan no wrong timer eni kwanse Mark Gehi etime akọ eno ye Oliver Glasner Inter Milan president Marotta ate atujose in the Champions League draw omne Liverpool Arsenal nom abebonom I was say animum esha omu encry last year omuko a lot of humiliations mu emra woman Barca Asia finance na Barca TT team no this time they want to fight for the UEFA Champions League title again and we Marotta means ma oti etujam na Mikel Arteta confirming say Bukayo Saka abe out for some weeks. Bukayo Saka entia Liverpool for some games on Timisiakai and slots on potential signings and on Arsenal Asia on Sunday and slots in some way and Odi Etuja.
Newcastle signed, if it's true, and I have no reason not to believe what you are saying, a new number 9. So that's very nice for Eddie because Anthony Gordon is suspended and Isaac has not been training with the team a lot. So it's nice for him to have another number 9. Now I think I've said after Monday evening that that again I could make a substitution that impacted the game. That's what Federico did against Bournemouth. That's what Rio did now against Newcastle. So as always, we try to sign players that can help us. But there's no reason after the first 2 games to complain or to think we need more. But if we can strengthen the squad, then we will always try to do that if it's for the right money and it's the right player. And there are only 3-4 days to go now. So yeah, let's see if we do something, and if we do something, what we can do. No, the most simple answer to that is a lot, because we face a very strong team. And that was already really good last season, and I think I've improved their squad a lot during the summer. So, and if you then look at all the quality they have, but especially one thing that stands out in the season till now, and what stands out in a negative way for us, is that we've conceded, if I include the Bilbao game, 4 set pieces. And of course, as we all know, that's one of their strengths, not the strength, but one of their strengths, because they can play in multiple ways. You can see how well they are managed by Miguel, and they're working for 5 years together, because they can play almost every style there is in football, and that tells you how well managed they are. But one of their strengths is also set pieces, and that is an area where we, if you look at Monday, when we faced Newcastle, we conceded 2, and against Bilbao, we conceded 2. It's a part we need to improve. By the way, we're really good at last season, so no panicking at all. We also had to defend at Newcastle 350 set pieces, so then only conceding 2 is not even so bad. Last season, we didn't do a lot, but I think our competitors didn't do a lot last season as well.
I know onslaught manager Emma Liverpool Ninsama Odi Atuja Morgan Rogers a player Emma Aston Villa the amity and pay Chamsa Morgan Rogers Abusian Liverpool den before sir transfer window no Emra no players on better a form on Chelsea I won't give you up on Fermin Lopez store Fermin Lopez of FC Barcelona. There was a way says Sikasama on main Puvisicano, not Fermin Lopez, Abaya Juma, Ama Chelsea, Aston Villa, a present Marco Asensio, Omutimi sign as a permanent player, no fe Marco Asensio, Esia Kai, Emma Timnum, Maminko Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, a confirm se Copama, about out of Fulham class, Ombebonum Alejandro Garnacho, or confirm said the deal is done as Enra, ye catcher on Chelsea manager, Enzo Maresca, a confirm se Ukrainian player bia or teachers sesiano ne ho hia enti ne system ene niema obeye in the week no ofrite ina obebom in match day ene yansema odi atudwa Enzo Maresca head of Fulham and player 11:30 sharp na game nom etudwa ne nsema ahead of the game.
I joined the club 1 year ago saying that I was in love with the squad, and the squad I think getting better and better, so my feeling is exactly the same. No, I think we have been the team with more changes in the entire season last season, so I'm not looking just for 2 players to play always. I'm looking for different solutions. For sure they can play together, but it's the game plan that demanding if it's 1, 2 or both, we see for sure 100%. And I will say again, we are much better team with Cole, no doubt. But when Cole is not in the game, we need to find different solution. Last week we found different solution, and hopefully we can find tomorrow again different solution. They are not even with us. They are training with a different time, with different pitch. So I don't have any idea. This is not. I don't know. See, when the window transfer is close, we see and we decide. They are solid. They are well organized. They play nice football. They are very strong, and it's not random that they are doing well. Last year was record of points in Premier League, I think, for Fulham. This show how Marcos is good, the players they are good, so it's a game that, like always, we need to be careful. We're gonna, especially for the players, will be a good time for us also for sure, but especially for the players, the ones that they don't go with the international team, that also they need to recover.
Thanks, Alex. Nizar?
Hi, Enzo. How long is Cole Palmer out for, and could Lavia and Badiashile be back after the international break?
Cole, we need to see day by day, and the other 2, I don't think they're gonna be back after the international break, but they're gonna be more close. I'm always worried, but not about just them. I'm always worried, but I think with the Romeo and Benoit, because it's a long time out, it's normal that they need time, they need session. It's the same that we are doing with Wes. Wes is back. The other day play some minutes. Hopefully we can give him more minutes and slowly get the right condition. I spoke with Thomas a few times, but then at the end is Thomas' decision, so he decided for that. But again, it's not available tomorrow, so it's quite normal that it shows that he has some problems.
Eno Enzo Maresca Ninsema Odi Etudam ene anopay now Maminko Mikel Arteta the Atudam say Ukraine a big concern Emano I was say I'm finding the root cause of the issue a issue bear was in a space of 9 months hamstring injury Bukayo Saka nyamienu na or such important player emanom until say medical team nom discover the root cause of the issue and no yansema Mikel Arteta ati atujo owie no say special Eze is ready for Liverpool until Liverpool forum munyina ye emra oye the press conference ahead of Liverpool game no central fobisa Mikel Arteta say na ebereti Eze are you ready and o say Ebe special Ebe is ready.
Yeah, really impressed with him. I heard a lot of things about him. I spoke to a lot of people about him. Really bright, very special energy, a special aura around him, and yeah, really willing. He's already gathering a lot of information, the things that we want to see on that pitch, but especially make sure that he has the freedom and the capacity to express his quality, which is the reason why we brought him here. We have options in that position, and that's a good thing that we have this year. So let's see. As I said, another day, and I'm not going to give you any clues, obviously. Sure, and we have a lot of players now. They can play in different positions, and they can fulfill gaps when we have them. And looking at the start of the season that we already have with injuries, that's going to be very necessary. So very happy to have the ability to do that. It's what it is. We have to play them. They are the champions. They are a champion for a reason because they deserve to be champion. They were the better team last year, the most consistent one, the one that find ways to win in many different ways. And we want to be that team this year. And we need to go to Anfield with that spirit and that conviction. First of all, his energy. I think when you are next to him, you are comfortable. He's got a big smile. He picks teams. He asks you the right questions. And then just him flow with that ball and the ability he has to pick passes, to drive past people, effortless, and just to understand the timing of things. Very impressive.
And Mikel Arteta Arsenal training and in semi Etugram Thomas Frank abo Jack Spence abaso onim say Gary Southgate squad or the buy for September international break no onya call up and ochem say aye no modimbo ena emani nya konya okosi akan ama the three lions of England yanko Manchester City aso City and call the American Express Community Stadium and pese ombelusu biem lano amuti fie ewo Etihad ema Tottenham ebe share omo call American Express Community Stadium Pep say pese obenya defeat ewo ho na mom no de o kan say I was saying keep personality improve na James Trafford and dem no kranie ni calculations bi o na enye o se wo be improve na fi oboam amatim no akon ede akọ nanim na Pep the size of City squad no say na o se uno and o se lawyer mimenye coach de bia me complaining about squad size menye coach me complaining say asumasi obenti epra de wo ena yewo enti ama ye fit no ena ye use omo for now na ampo omonom me feel say ombenya good results the season will be good for us eno eye Pep Guardiola manager ema Manchester City de odia tudwa ena ye de amanom emfa say enra ye confirm ema wo se de oko Tottenham Spurs aso ya omone Xavi Simons etime awie omo se Savino of Manchester City still Omutin come say amansa ebetime aka boy na fe wabaya juma ede ama womom Italy captain Gianluigi Donnarumma fun tuja our agreement and personal terms agreed with Manchester City at their City airtrain and say Ederson our goalkeeper no obe make a move from the club and Obama am confirm Donnarumma deal and later sir ye de to him Pep Guardiola confirmed Sir Ryan Ant Nori is fit and available. Ababo at the Etia Brighton into Ryan Ant Nori and a Pep Diatuja Sir Oya Filter against Brighton or Betime Esiakai manager preview game no Ant Nori fitness to face Brighton Ningina Oti Unkomo.
Always they have the arms and the shoulders. Always. They don't believe we take care of them. Impossible to be better. So what happened don't belong just for James. It's not easy to say, but don't belong just to to change what happened in the second goal against the Spurs. And of course, he's a strong man. He's have a huge personality. No, of course, he's concerned. I would not like he's not concerned, but of course, we are here to help them. So there's no doubt about that. So many times, always we are here to support in the bad moments.
May I ask you about Ryan Aint-Nouri as well? He went off.
It's fine.
He's okay, is he? So and available for selection.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good team. We proved it last season and the previous ones with Cherby or Graham Potter. Since a long time, it's a really good team. That is the target, but it's one game at a time. So the season just started 2 games. Yesterday we enjoyed that the qualification for the Champions League last season. So we're going to be there in the elite of European football and just 2 games. I had the feeling that we'll do a good season. So I know the people maybe don't believe it, but despite what's going to happen last game, or maybe Sunday, we're going to do a good season. No, I never spoke with the manager from Spain, never. But we spoke with Rodri, and of course he feels better and needs minutes. And I think they talk each other and they decide select it. I never say when a player is fit, always a support to go to a national team. It's fine for me. It's fine. National team from Spain select him because they talk each other and it's because they believe they can go. Always when we ask, of course, can be injured here, can be injured everywhere, it's come back fit. It's only what we want. But have been a long time. But he's trained the last 3 weeks. I said when I was in Italy that Rodri will be, I think, and everything is going well. The game as international break will be better and almost ready. And we will try the games against Wolves, against Spurs, and against Brighton, a few minutes. That I said 2-3 weeks ago is what happened.
Eno eyensma Pep Eddie Atuja na Thomas Frank obo Spence Abasuno ena Ochem say ene wonya call up into the national team. No, it means you have to do more. Thomas Frank.
He truly deserved it. It's been a not tough. It's been what a journey to have it as 24 years old, turning 25 this year. Being called up, I don't think many saw that coming. He had a good end to last season. He had a top pre-season. He played very well in 3 games against PSG, City, and Burnley. Really giving a lot to the team. So I'm so happy for him.
Oko Nottingham Forest ejadem between Evangelos Marinaski and Nuno Espirito Santo. Monfort Cratcher say Papaya Pamini Jose Mourinho. Ebako Jumano aye ewo Nottingham Forest emra yenya Marinaski say abepam Nuno Espirito Santo. Evangelos Marinaski and my relationship with Nuno Espirito Santo so far say any city.
We have a solid relation, and of course sometimes we can be nervous, we can say one thing, we can say another, but what counts at the end of the day is the real relation between me and Nuno, between Nuno and the players, and between the players and ourselves, and everything is solid. We all want Nottingham to succeed, and also we are here in the good days, but we are even closer in the difficult days. So personally, I don't see a problem, and now that I'm going to London today, I'm flying back, and over the weekend we'll meet each other, and I don't see any problem whatsoever, and we are all together, united, and we'll make some corrective actions, and everything will be smooth and ready to go.
For you, he is the man to lead Nottingham Forest.
He has been successful, and we have done things we have enjoyed, because now we can afford to do things that we enjoy. So as long as we enjoy it, I think that we'll go, as I said, all the way in Europa League, and also in Premier League. We need to work hard and have an even better run.
Ano ayensma oruano any 2 jazz said yeah mene Nuno Espirito Santo issues biani ho na Xavi Simons say Tottenham Spurs for free and answer yeah I'll bring flair to the team, but also hard work and discipline. Oh no Tottenham for free no and answer yeah or the flair about team num and afi obe weke obey Jumaden na fe or the ebuo and so aka ho and then some Xavi Simons and the atujam and ne anopay Crystal Palace working on 2 center backs. if that be a mother sorry na Mark Gehi kwa enkofa issues bia emfa eme womum na Fulham boss or Marco Silva or see omunim Chelsea strength pa ye and afe omunim say omo individual good players overall omo quality team a very difficult game nyankopon bo a 11:30 nebom or try them say kunim dey e be call e dey amanom Vincenzo Italiano and I say 2025-2026 Europa League a be super on fight pa enye experience ketwa eno yesima oruanom ede etudwa anopay ye ko Germany na fe ye tinkom awo Germany anopay na Overhampton wonder striker the any Fabio Silva demete HMC said a permanent basis okoye adwuma ama Dortmund team na ye de honsem eto onim anopay until 2030 and oye adwuma ede ama team no Joshua Kimmich demete HMC Oko Diamond Shaft of Germany this time around Omun Yusunom as a fullback BM Nebom Omnebom as a midfielder and a reporter Ekutami Amedehonsem Tuanim na negotiations between Chelsea and Bayern Munich Makacho it is done. Nicholas Jackson Ekoya Juma Amma Womo Tarek George Abusia say all join Bayern Munich and a Chelsea force the bio say bia oba now the kitua bia befa Tarek George the entiasie say Tarek George no a loaner fee 15 million euros your turn permanent so unkuta around 45 to 50 a ma and your reporter if Tarek George and Chelsea aso ye e toja anopay Harry Kane yam fan to just enra or no I personal training kakra na ye tisa and likely say over the weekend against Osbok no Obesia Kain and your reporter Ekutame and anopay Borussia Dortmund I mean fun to the Maximiliano Bay. You say office by power. Name office nina. I'm turning it down. I'm say boy no yomo. I'm percent oh yeah Juma and my team no. You be fit Germany now fe. You call France Olympique de Marseille. Demetini Alexander Zinchenko. Dina asache. Myself for them, I'm call Dino Wache. Then finally, yeah, Tessa, I'm with your baby. Sir, I'm a Alexander Zinchenko, Bebam, not 28-year-old. Wabaya Juma at the Olympic Dramaser Thomas Tuchel. And publicly, Wapa Jude Bellingham at Chow. Sir, the last time, or your interview be Ekoka say ne on-field behavior no enya papa ekwanye duba bia ne antes ne adade ewo pet no so no few months ago okansasem no wakwa transe hu say wankasa ye opa Jude Bellingham acho and your Thomas Tuchel manager emma the three lions of England and na yedene honsem ato anim enne anopay na 2022 Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina abusuam anra onya incredible match a otimi etwaya wako ekononim onya win over Ima Raducanu 6-1-6-2 and what me a the last 16er you don't some to him and ne anopay or there are two just he want to do more and US Open a fee 30-year-old Portuguese Frederico Silva a defeating David Jorda 7-6-6-4 and also at the Arete the semi-finals of CT Porto Kappa you don't some to him and ne anopay na just ukomwa a deal one wo deal with tennis and kakran US Open and when couldn't de ekokoye at the ema womwa you don't some to him and ne anopay Luis Enrique at the atuja sasha some mutim ya mode say last year ya the Champions League last year nema koye last year baby to tom ya the trophies one hwa dey fe ebe time into continuous improvement enye bia ye trim be de bia Jean Felix Enra onya man of the match emra obon first game I was Saudi Arabia 3 goals and Osheye or say hat-tricka onya ema anasano enye way and ebe the last time ebe totwaso na finima koye ede amana de wonsem eja anopay Alejandro Garnacho enra okoko duye na odu London or Americas or passe finally was inside bibia ɛde ama team na ɔne Chelsea ɛkwakwakɔyɛ adwuma ɛno ɛyɛ flight no ɛna ɛda screen so a wohwɛ bi no ɛmmerɛ Alejandro Garnacho yɛsɛ manfoɔ ɛyɛ na mpanyimfoɔ ɔmubu baabi ɔmu sɛ boba no a adansifoɔ no to koneɛ no ɛho bɛhia ama adansifoɔ no dabi nti sɛ ɛbɛwei Manchester foɔ anhwɛ yie na akodaa wei wɔkɔkɔ Chelsea na kɔfa na ɔhyɛhyɛ goals a France no mpanyimfoɔ no nkyɛ ne yie mefii sɛ last year opɛ players na ɔmo gye ɔmo din bɔ ne yie paa na ɔka ho Europa League final ne the native bench ɔsɛ Chelsea na mepɛ ɛnyɛ Chelsea a menkɔ team biara finally or you player Emma Chelsea finally or you player Emma Chelsea yɛn nso finally yɛgyina so na anɔpɛ yi yɛde nkɔfo nkuro so nsɛm no ɛsi on Oyerepa TV on Oyerepa 100.7 FM. Carter, good morning.
Right, lawyer, that's a papa. Right. Yes, 51 minutes, and you easy cry. Saturday, the yana, I know them, papa. Tino, you wish ya, wait,
51 minutes.
51. Enti, yes, ayana, why we na mamena, ye din komo. Yes, enti, show no air to us so. The Amamu weekend's edition of today's sports still yeguswa de ebremo 10 a.m. na yebe sorry every nkunya so na yebe din komo yane kanjen and magic drinking water edi enkomo na afei ya hwe ya pomuden ho nsem so na ya kan ye de bia ka che se kanjen nso no eno na sese de ye recommend edema ni nyina ne se ne alkaline I wom ni pH level no eboa eyi yade ahodo nyina de free ni peduen especially say a cold system ni ma eyi acid e wom nyina e de free say de be ya alkaline ne betem na wonim say cancer yade entumi ntena eye bia ya alkaline wo we ene yade ahodo pi e na onom kanjina eboa na eyi free ni peduen ntino ye kɔ kanjin for na so ye na afa ye di nkomo enso e de free ho ene anopay. Good morning Makwaba. Bibia eboko de. Right. And so ye da foforo kanjin and magic drinking water and sempa mo e de my tea for ne ahwefo no. Sima edu idea ni mi yete mo.
Okay. And ye topic a ye de enamana say ye disuade. And I enkyerɛkyerɛ ye de enam ye kanjin and magic drinking water and our immune system. Say ye ka se kanjin and magic drinking water and our immune system na ye pa kyerɛ nyina ne say kanjin boa eboa ye immune system no ana say boa etimi boa ma ye immune system no etimi edi dwuma na before say ye behwɛ boa eboa no ye bedi kan a kyerɛkyerɛ immune system num na ye hunu ne immune system no eye edima nipadua no say ye kofa immune system na according to research no ma yete ase say they are the soldiers ana say omoye protectors ana preventers anytime we bia no harmful ayibi abeba ye nipadua mu no omo na esi ano ekwan enti se ye fa immune system na omoye soldiers edima ye nipadua omoye bambofo protectors ana say preventers omo ebu esi yarewa ano kwan dia na ekire se ehu hia ankasa ewe nipadua mu na se ye hwe sa asojafo ya ne omoye ne se omusi yare bi kwan to say viruses bacteria fungi na da microorganism omusi ano kwan se ne be ya ohaw bia nipadua ne bekomu bia no entimi emfawo entofom na ye hwe da immune system ya eye niam miensa na akeka bom na ama ye da immune system no na saa niam no ebi ne ye white blood cells eno na anytime bia no eboa eko editia yare bia ewo se eden eba ye nipaduam ana se yare a eba ye nipaduam a ede ohaw na ebre nipadua no saa white blood cells yi eko editia saa yarewa no na se ye hwe eye antibodies ɛno nso so ɛka ho bi ɛma immune system no nso yɛka sɛ immune system because it produce proteins ɛno nso anytime bia no bind saa viruses bacteria ne microorganisms ya anytime bia eba nipadua yi mu enti saa antibodies no nso saa dwuma no na ɛden ɛyɛ ɛna yɛhwɛ immune cells ɛno nso na yɛ last one ne ɛno nso ɛyɛ ne sɛ according to research no ɛma yɛte aseɛ sɛ they are the natural killers. They are the natural killers. Inti meaning say mwa bi a ebe nipadua mu a ede ohaw ebebre nipadua no. Eno na ejina ne na so eku no. Ne edi kan white blood cells no ebeku atia. Then the antibodies will bind them and it will produce proteins. San ebe ya anytime bia no emma kwan ana se yehwe da immune system immune cells no nso so a ne no so eye ne say anytime bia no they are the natural killers a omuku sa mwowa no enti ye hwe se ne kangen esibua se ye ka se immune system ya kangen no se ne esibua da immune system no ye se proteins anase minerals anytime bia ewo insuo no mu nti no etimi eboa ema ne ye strong enti imagine say soldiers ya ye ka ho asem ya ye ka se omo ye immune system yi omo na eboa ema ye immune na eye strong na se proteins anase minerals eni nipadua no ma anytime bia no eye easy say yarewa ebetimi aba betina oni padua mu enti wo hwe de Dr. Otuo Acheampong ya ewo proof pa because say immune system no enya stronger yare betimi aba betina mu ena wo say yare bia so entimi ntina bia ya eye full of alkaline and I say bia it contain more of minerals yare entimi ntina honom enti si ye hwe immune system ya na ye ne say anytime biara etimi enya hoɔden sonko ediko editia enti se kangen no se wanya bi na se wanom a ne anytime bia ɛyɛ na se unom nsuo bi akeke na se unum nsuo a en contain minerals anytime bia no ɛma we immune system no ɛyɛ weak na se ɛyɛ weak nso so a na yare kwan na wo yɛ den ope na anytime bia no yare betimi anya atenase ewo nipaduam oba feel comfortable but say immune system no is strong when you take kangen and magic drinking water they will fight against all these bacteria and then sicknesses that will try to invade in your body into no anytime we be no you be recommend kangen at the amount na ye the number no so at the air to dwa ye number say wo penso ni bi ato ana say wo pe bi anom anytime bi a wo frɛ number ya ebeboa wo nkomo bi a wo bi a ye no betwetwe number ni ye 0241 44 91 0241 44 91 ena ye de amount me sister enso edi ebi e ka ho
ye ka immune system yi na ye ma etiefo ni ahwefo ate say kangen energetic drinking water ekra antioxidant properties containing body build-ups like fight against all diseases any inflammation abababetna unipeduem ye nipadua prone to so many diseases ye fe bibi mucosa mucosa ye lining cover your body cavities from bacteria and viruses mucosa ye be hu bi wo ye num ye mouth ye nose ye ears eba se eye inflame anase eye dry da na se e de aye de asemaba but kangen energetic drinking water aba se ebe boa I repair all these things in case eba se deteriorate sa sa cavity CB etochima ebe de ebetimi aye de aboa se eba se your immunity ne so go down eba se ana your liver ne your kidney enso na ehon ye de aba asem ye beden no ebe toso ema yare bebre ye de etimi ba ebetena nipadua nim enti ye be share omanfo se ye mfa kangen energetic drinking water enye de enye ensuo ye kan pempi ye kan be say knowledge is power and ye a new generation God being so wonderful your technology no very high your research ya you acidic any alkaline water then time no na ye use fuzzy fuels dey ye this soldier pot obeso na wo den wo utensils na say the ash by na say use petroleum which is the gas blue obey utimi low to the amount the opposite the eso sana ye be demonstrate wa hasea you say candy energy drinking water yenya that blue color. This tells you how alkalinity is very necessary and needed in our system. And to be sure mindful, your system immunity in the air form. On say you immune cells now. These cells they are the lymphocyte. A basin pediania too much acidic. Cells way. That's the lymphocyte. And to mean travel freely in the body. Yes, and to mean travel freely in the body. It's about a disease be ebe prevailing or body nima. Na ye the fight it, na ye stagnancy. Eba say na the diarrhea, I would do na ye the eba. Ye hear our brain flu. Obi also when you flu na ye distraction of the mucosa. Yeah, cause I dried. I was say I am moist, nostrils no, any throat no. I am moist, Emma at least bacteria ni viruses ebeba ebetimi aye the atrope se na be ya entimi invade ni pediano but kanjin energy drinking water aba se ebeboa we ni nyina go so for kanjin energy drinking water ye can immunity asemi mostly so be immune system e down that's the white blood cells e for ma prescription I demand say onye the on per vitamin C I kanjin energy drinking water I to say there one bottle of candy energy drinking water. To say the water vitamin C na. And ti best sure man for say yen for candy energy drinking water enye yensu enye ye bibia. Go si area course we ni pedwem ne ni nyina ye acidic ni be bra na e de how ne chama na ye de ebra ye ni pedwenim. Enti mama yen hye ne nso. Na enkwa hunya pa yenum nsuo dani de nyina no na ye hwese alkaline body na ye alkaline cause no na be dey ebeboa ni padua no yeah
sade number no ebe sade atudwa bio number no ye 0241 44 91 0241 44 91 we ope bi ata de nya hia na se obefre number yi na nkomo bia ohobia no ye mpanifo ene obetwetwen ope bi atu atonwa ope bi so ato anoma ofra ebe ma various locations na watimi akọ akọpɛ de na aboa wopomuden ama immune system na atambia ye ba ye ka ho asɛm no ana se kanjin so na atambia ye ka ho asɛm no onsusu wahunu mfasode a ɛwɔ so nti we na ye de brɛ ne anopa yi na
right
onsusu apebi
nti kanjin energy drinking water Bremen UGC Abawaru Junction hono mukwa benya bi ato Lizzy Hotel Santasi Runabout ebi ewo ho Pakiki Organic Cafe ebi ewo ho Sumankwa Hini Junction ewo Ashtown bia eni nyina okwa ubenya bi ato
Nyamiadom your distributors across the country.
All right.
Enti the answer obefre main line ofra ye be ye dey ebe connected ama
recently na me wo hwa no be testing message say per central region omo distributors ni bi na me contact director quick na ye the number no man nti across the country baby a region bia wo so bia no your distributors a ukọ no makanji ni nsuo no ubenya bi na wato na wanom bo nipadua ne ho ban na enya ahoden ne fa edi ujuma kanjin energy drinking water nti yebeda mo ase ena no pay nyame ya adomo a yebesan ahia yedamase papa yes enti eno kanjin energy drinking water ena yete omo ehu ensem yeguso ade dwumadie no ede bremo ene anope live on Oyerepa radio Oyerepa TV yebewura ma no nsem ni mu na afa yedi nkomo ede efri ho Zakito seated and a matches P and a so Europe oko England big game etodwa ochena Liverpool Arsenal early kick off Chelsea Fulham and also Baso Manchester United ejina kono against Burnley yebewura sa game ni mu na afa yedi nkomo ewo ehono mo Napoli ejina kono eno AC Milan and so etumi ewin in the game against Lecce 2-0 and a game no and me sure says Zakito atenasi obewura honso na yedi nkomo ewo hozaka kwaba
Solo. Yeah, fine.
Nyame adom bibia okay now so.
Ah, nyame adom.
Yes.
Waju akunya.
Yes. Na de bibia igina he ya. Ntino. Yebe games ni mu na afei. Ye di nkomo but me person ka wo wi ye picks kakra bi de ma investors. Yes. Enti wo wi na ye picks kakra bi England ye be 3 games bi na ye be 2-3 bi so e dey free Spain na ye be 3 bi free Germany na France so ya hwe kakra na ye wi ya kan bom na ye dey ama investors na me ene chena omo so aha omboto ma ye de ntino ye nwura mo games ni mu
so weekend na say the weekend games started enra with some interesting results if Europe ebaye. You start with the Italian Serie A. Milan oko win 2-0 against Lecce. Now, Andra, after the game, no say, wow, head of sports, ni agina. Or the opposite post is
I say the prediction, and what can I say? Say Milan. And as a matter of fact, omu coach na o coach omo no. So o lose the first game bia, the second game e Italian Serie A no or win it by a 2-goal margin. Into your predict a 3-1 or 2-0 for Milan. And then na me na net officer every game no but after first half on na chese me me di kan. You know. Yes, you remember me who say na enenam so sa.
Unzel and the bia me ka say last me about football script na go for and NTS no because we are Milan supporter just say born out here no ora be ho kakra arwa be di ni say kwaya Milan fast win game no and the performance of Milan so far yes they won and maybe the opposition Lecce because even after your opposition is in Chandra Lecce virtually 2 goals no gave it out to Milan. First goal I blame the referee because the ball was in the foul. He said, is it
first goal near Luftus cheek?
Yeah, you know free kick. But some guy defender no center back be is it gas na big na or you will let you for center back tuntumbi.
Okay. Gaspar. Yes, Gaspar.
Gaspar won on Oslade and he won the ball. Milan player on one top form. Then referee awarded a free kick against Lecce. And so free kick na Modric. Ipejaya Loftus Cheek. A pinball or 2 in a team. I think it wasn't a foul because first he won the ball clean and then an infringement as Esonko Edma Milan. But in the he Omani look at him and as associate event player him Eshenepa Gaspar because he won the tackle very clean, but referee foul. And it lead to Milan first goal. Then the second goal was another giveaway. Aquano said then no you know Piamon to police. Then police scored. But overall, it's solo. If you watch Milan performance no, and you see quite a coach no, I like the person who use you Monday no. Any team be no wonder they lost against Cremonese because Cremonese for no see they ran.
Yeah.
Unlike Lecce, the intensity was a bit low kakra. But any team Biano, say Como, Bologna, Napoli, Inter, Juve, this category of teams will destroy Milan this season if he would play in that midfield trio or with Luka Modric, Loftus Cheek, and Fofana. And I'm surprised Modric have to born 90 minutes. Modric be awodu no nanka solo bon ka krabia na awonde ne ya na wayi no to reserve energy for other matches but
yes but I'm also looking at the fact that or prefers or be robust players around Modric into bones of Yunus Musa and not typically na 3-4-3 formation obo with that double number 10 na Amorim Ebonibi into bones we placing Yunus Musa and for Fofana just behind Luka Modric. So I believe that coach in per se or my players in a year Jumano Emma Modric said about Modric Embren who be bringing he will just be controlling the game for Milan. To the Modric yenim do to me said the be obetimi conserve energy kakra e wo Modric side but wo hwe mu pa Fofana no ne Eunice Musa no e na ye adwuma no dodo na de ma Luka Modric e wo mfimfin
yeah, I'm say against any those teams na omoye a bit in the talent series it means omoye a bit almost was wrong kakra no bia no Milan they would so Milan in number 4 because if you watch the game I see and there's obo fans saying Fofana and Loftus-Cheek alongside Luka Modric in the middle.
Yeah.
And any one of no obo Raul Jimenez fans saying
Alex
Salamakis no obo more. So one thing is very clear say Modric is not obetime too many now when it comes to football the energy to run to that limit you know. If you are playing Modric in midfield ball no ebedi ni nsem nko ana oka game no but the ball nkutara is off. You mean so what you say?
Yes, but then you also say that when onkuta ball na there are other players omo be ye adwuma no de ama Modric. But that's what I was trying to.
And the football na ball no man was half you are in trouble.
And I make us say
and the football na ball and the we as football no.
Yeah.
Minus half you are in trouble, not talk of -1.
Ebia against Lecce we bet me about Modric 90 minutes but unya teams beat to send Napoli omo very tough. Juventus omo very tough. Those kind of teams como Bologna ebia minutes or the be Modric no enye to say the ma Lecce.
Well, I think say
probably you see that as a game bia ne ekwan and a minutes do person or the ma Modric
no you see so what ekwan we born the first 2 games now clearly he's trying to build the team around the experience of Luka Modric. Say obe control games no at the amomo. But performance wasn't the best yesterday. Yes, they won, but I think say I agree with you because it looks like there are a lot of like average players in the Milan team. So that is the underlying there are a lot of average players in the Milan team and you know and even the smaller clubs are able to compete with them. I watched Lecce last week. For my first game on boy, ball. If Samekaya, I watched Lecce on my first game on boy. You know, it wasn't a very good performance from Lecce against Genoa. But Andra, if you saw the Lecce team flying all around against Milan, and if you were born now, once I did not still now no confront you see. If your team is winning, now win knowing yet performance that's sustainable, you crash along the way. It's a Russia born Milan boy now. Yes, I'm sure they'll be happy with the 3 points because of first game now boy, you know. But performance against Lecce, you know, Solo, it wasn't anything encouraging. And then a lot of games koso na okopiem our Italian Serie A anima Solo Napoli at home to Cagliari. This is the champions against Cagliari. Then Nami Aduma or China were Genoa, Juventus, Inter, Udine, and so Elho. So far, Napoli have shown say with the signings now, my so they are the team to beat so far in the Italian Serie A, especially the more for that Antonio Conte at his disposal. Now, last week, I was analyzing how he was going to play the midfield 4. No? And I said he may be tempted to drop 1. No, boy, 1-3. But surprisingly, Antonio Conte surprised we are seeing now by playing the former forwards in Lobotka, Anguissa, McTominay, and Kevin De Bruyne. He find a way to play the 4 of them in a team. At least a man resource. I was a game now on boy because I'm going to go away. Eko win is a game no by yes, Napoli won the 2-0 against Sassuolo. So if you look at how Antonio Conte on the team now look at Sasa can got from France and Udine. Even though Lorenzo Luca one said a very good game in the first match, but now focal point now you understand why Napoli are so much interested in getting Rasmus Hojlund from Manchester United, because this Belgian international Lukaku is out for about 3 or more months. And one thing is clear, and say Napoli will be without offense Lukaku for more than 3 months. Now the only available striker is Lorenzo Lukai, which at least first game will give you more time, because if you find the Serie A experience in Guardia with Udinese last season, or share 12 goals and the man Udinese. So the argument will be said, all other things being equal, if he's able to score 12 goals for Udinese against a better players around him with the likes of Mark Tomine, Kevin De Bruyne, and Guy Zamora, he may score more with better services. But Antonio Conte doesn't want to gamble. And so then they're able to offer Rasmus Hojlund to come and help Luka away anymore. No. So against Cagliari, Diego Armando Maradona, with how Antonio Conte Ashe team. Don't forget, team no. Or start this game players way now. Now Noah Lam at the bench. The Belgian international. Last in Obama PSV. Not David Neres at the bench. Gilmore not at the bench. It's a team that at least and where the import solo or the chance to change Inyama with some quality additions from the bench. Cagliari a burden for Cagliari to stand. Bobo for Napoli or Diego Maradona. Solo Yonko for 3-1 win for Napoli. It was a game now on the Diego Maradona against Bobo for Cagliari and I mean, I don't know Inter Udine. One gamer and so very interesting. Okay, Inter and a very good start, winning 5-0 against Torino. Na a gamer solo Inter and a lot of changes in their first 11. Solo the only changes are a bar in the team no. Way Hakan Çalhanoğlu suspended through yellow cards. Eti no one available to play. Omakoto abrante bi a yefeno Peter Susic from Dinamo Zagreb. He is 21 years old. Ono and starting in a month for 3 no. Instead of Hakan no, now Ebeya Susic, Barella and Mkhitaryan in the month for 3. Then DiMarco on the left and Dumfries on the right. Then the usual front two of Martinez and Thuram. There was no changes in the Inter Milan team. The exception of Hakan now suspended now. This is such an Ebeshimono. They ran out 5-0 against Torino. Udine at home. So Minister say Udine see what it takes to go and stop this Inter Milan team. After that's I mean how to describe their season last, because there were no more 3 competitions. They were in the league, they were in the Coppa Italia, then in the Champions League. They lost the Coppa Italia, they lost the league to Napoli, and they were eliminated in the Champions League. All 3 trophies. No, now coach no Odio Manimno, he has left. Now a Chivu, their former player Chivu, Christian Chivu and a coach or so no. Yonko for another 3-0 win for Inter Milan against Bobo from Udine. It was a game. No. Genoa against Juventus. First week, Juve won 2-0 against Parma. But I want to say, anytime Genoa plays against Juve, last season, yes, Juve won both home and away against Genoa. Genoa had a very good start, because in their first game against Lecce, 0-0. A game that no BFE said at least Genoa will win. It was a game, but and to me, like they were not able to get that win against Bobo from Lecce. Against Juventus and how so far Juventus team no Omasatia Omu Asia team no. Juve thinks it's time for them to win the Serie A this season after project require mo first of my no omakofa abante afeno Jonathan David to lead the attack. Vlahovic every bench ebe share go. Now there are 2 number 10s on born. Also no system na more like 2 number 10s na bia alongside Conceição. Yeah, Conceição. Etino wo hwe kwan a coach afeno saying Tudo, Ivan Tudo, right?
Yes.
Share team now. Also ball 2 number 10s, 3 back, then 4 in front of the 3, now 2 and 1. This is how Oshishani first Juventus team, no. So, Genoa, based on the performance that I saw against Lecce in their first game, Enyemwawa for Juventus to get another 2-0 win against Genoa, because it looked like Locatelli is having a very good time, very good performance alongside Thuram in the middle. Now the Abua Juve, Bremen no Waton. Unse last season, onya anti cruciate ligament maybe, and he missed virtually the entire season last season. Season ni shasia obo 6 matches pe no prior. So after 6 matches, now he bought 38 games. I just said he missed 32 games last season for Juventus. Now, he's an experienced centre back. And say, oh boy, Bremer. Now, oh boy, Kelly. And he got here. One thing that helped Juventus, and I said, this guy, because all experience, he's able to guide them and at least know how to get results with these guys around him. Last season, Juve didn't have that. Almost struggle here because almost 3 back, no. Eventually, I'm the same.
Yeah.
But now, so who Bremer eventually more experience. Or no, he has played at this level for a very long time. Wow, in terms of how he's able to guide the rest of the team. No, you got a 2-0 win for Juventus. It was our game number 4 against Genoa and so on. No. So, Serie A. Barca call Rayo Vallecano.
La Liga.
La Liga.
Yeah.
Last season, the 2 games na Barca ne Rayo boy no, none of them omunyan on the silver platter in terms of though they won, Barca won home and away against Rayo Vallecano, but so it was a very difficult game for Barcelona. I went to Vallecano. Vallecano scored the first goal. Until first half, we win a 1-0 for Rayo Vallecano. Then Barca won the game in the second half 2-1 through Pedri and Abrante Ferno, Dani Olmo. Almost scored a winning goal on the 82nd minute. So our game now. Then at Barcelona, they only won 1-0 to Lewandowski penalty. And he said, for 2 games now, Barca born with Rayo Vallecano last season now. None of them and a Barca enya that comfortable win. No, they struggled. Almost bread to win the both home and away games and win against Rayo. No, if you pick it from that angle now, it tells you the kind of game Barca are going to play against Rayo Vallecano. And I'm saying that Barca for complain about Rayo for the pitch. No, I mean what is wrong with the pitch? The ACR, I'm a pitch because it looks like a soye. Like any a very good state.
Say Barcelona for most of the time, almost 1% ka pitch BIS or more because of the way they play. Tino ubi kaso, amanada so na udin so be bregu so. But teams in so with time, more realize said there be a high home ground. See, mouse our comfortability. Ne said the opposite pitch, no. Yes, or the intino. Me feels deliberate. Sometimes a deliberate attempt. Just to make sure that unya on normal game now be even though still now Barcelona Barca on be possess a bad possession on be game no but unya ne said the open no a strategy be a teams no more from no sometimes use edit the bigger sides and just to frustrate them a bit so man tries be to me a point and I say probably a win if possible the 3 teams in no
so Barca 2 years about this season no. The first game against Mallorca, Coach Hansi Flick wasn't happy with the boys because Mallorca for 2 red cards. Now, record no assets the 39th minute. As at 39th minute, now Mallorca either from by 2 men. Now, so interestingly, Barca scored their first 2 goals within the 7th minute and the 23rd minute. Then Muriqi edgy the red card on the 39th minute. Now only say with 2 men down, Barca were able to score 1 goal in addition, and go about on the 90+4 minutes through Lamine Yamal's goal or share. And Hansi Flick wasn't happy because no, he said, "What mountain boy, with 9 men no." Then against Levante scored 2 goals against Barcelona before Barca fought back to win the game through last minute own goal, 90+1 own goal, and winning by 3-2. So if you have picked Barcelona performances now, one thing is very clear. Hansi Flick wasn't happy, especially against Mallorca. And come for us, I'm newly promoted Levante. A stretch or more before or more end back winning by 3-2. If you play against Vallecano, who won their first because of some pitching system, you know.
Yeah.
Our first 2 games, I'm away. I'm call Girona, I'm 3-0, and I'm call Bilbao show 1-0. So they've lost 1 and 1-1 of their 2 games they played on the road. Where is their first game they are playing at home this season? Somebody man Barca boy, you know, against Levante and Mallorca, no. One of the teams that you can trust season from last season, or more improving Oyerepa in the offensive La Liga. At the last season, they were able to secure European spot or more Conference League. Come to say 8th on La Liga table, no so. It's based on how or more Asia Maka, you know. Say Barca come almost have chances in Libya. Or Masobe Oyerepa against Oyerepa. A very good team, and you know they on board in a typical 4-4-2 with Diaz and the Frutus and the leader of attack, you know. But these guys, you know, so when they defend here, they also fall back to add to the 4-9-6 until they defend with all the men behind the ball. Then Omunya chance also breaker, normal break ends equal. Still, no, I think that yes, as difficult as it will be for Barcelona, no. So anyone say Barca will get another slim win, just like how they answer winning last season. Number 2-1. Any more say Barca be prepare. An easy win, comfortable win for Barcelona. But at the end of the day, you go for slim win. So another 1-0 or 2-1 win. A very very slim win for Barcelona against Real Vallecano and so on. Madrid ever against Mallorca. It was Santiago Bernabeu. Mallorca have proven say Solo based on the football against Barcelona, no.
Yes.
Omo a very stubborn side to play against. Very good players, and how you know they are able to, especially like in the big games. Omo have you pa. Okay, Abrante be a no Jacobo Ramon.
Yes.
Okay,
Madrid. In Quadana or free Madrid,
yes.
Yes. Last season, no bo. Time I injury bar almost center back in part. There were 2-3 games here. Ancelotti introduced okay.
Okokomo. Into Fabregas or no. Last season, Safi when we win about Real Madrid. Okay.
Yeah.
Last minute, I'm say 90+5. I put one away. Born here 1-1. And I the winning goal 90+5 minutes. A winning game no. Emma Bobo for more Real Madrid. So no. Why Real Madrid team no? Alonso Eshe team no. Last week, Obenche fencing Trent Alexander-Arnold. One starting Militao Obo Rudiger and Okobo the captain of the team, the Spanish international fencing Real Madrid right back. Cavaya.
Yeah.
Now, Utetia based on the reports from Spain, nature say he's likely to call back Trent at right back. Then instead of Fernandez Rudiger, Militao, he's trying to say so far there. In the back four no, the only constant, Dean Hoysen and Abante Carreras. These are the two Fernandez like untouchables. Let me use the word untouchables on the back four no.
Yeah.
Carreras and Abante Ferno denoising. But the Canadian, Lusa said he's still trying to get the best out of the four no, between Trent and Cavaya. Cavaya will be playing because captain of the team.
Yes.
Spanish. the Rudiger and Militao, one of them, because the fence last year Rudiger started,
but Ushe coach now who say onye too much a fan of Antonio Rudiger. Unze washe coach ni dia who say onye obi a ope robust center backs. The reason why Madrid effort in Hoysen or pesa defenders na omo ball with flair kakra nye gidi and Rudiger so you known for sa yembo ball ni gidi. And even in preseason even though injuries ebe mu no say coach no shed them feel Rudiger p. Obama ni minutes there but sometimes a bit difficult amano. And all Alexander Arnold so now can ask him. Personally me feel say Madrid be boy in a 3-backer. Say be a coach no be say obesa go back to the 3-backer no go Leverkusen. Then Alexander Arnold benya more minutes or Madrid but so be stick it to the back for there. And a very difficult. He will have to fight for the position with Danny Carvajal. And quite obvious once or captain of the team or Spanish international no ubenya edge no kakra over Trent Alexander-Arnold.
It's obvious Danny Carvajal would be near the edge of Arnold, and for him to drop him in that game against a Real Oviedo, no, as a coach Alonso had the courage to take big decisions. Odopo once again Vinicius in that game against Oviedo on started Rodrigo, but based on the training on my Vinicius will be back in the team, and the front three of Masantuano, Mbappe, and Vinicius. The midfield of Avadi, Chouameni, and Gula. The Spanish press are reporting that Trent may return at right back. Then Militao replacing Abantefano, Rudiger, and Santa back. There will be changes in our team, especially 2 at the back, 1 in front on based on team now. Odyssey Akaim against Oviedo. No. So no. A game that minim how Mallorca will survive at Santiago Bernabeu. Even though last season match here, but based on the the atmosphere around Real Madrid, Mbappe firing from all angles, Vinicius want to prove that benching him against Oviedo was a mistake, and he wants to prove to Alonso that he's one of the untouchables. No, that's how he are. Or untouchables, the untouchables are going to be Courtois, Dean Huijsen, Carreras, Mbappe. To extend Gula also try to also fall within that untouchables. No.
But Gula there, you would understand that Jude Bellingham absence, mano, match playing time. Say Jude or available. Gula might go back to the bench. But minutes are no previously, Maybe I'll be money more. Even with Jude Bellingham presence. Because what you say or you'll be a pesa footballers need to say Gula. Also pe creative midfielders at time biano. Omo ebeye bibi e team ni when Gula one example at Madrid Chelsea or sa creative sparker or Boama Madrid team creative bibi when things get so difficult for them.
So if you watch Alonso at the club worker, even though now early days yet of now Bellingham was available but still are not started at the other Gula. So you understand? Bellingham was there because Bellingham, the Abuada Gula amongst now all the midfielders are Ramadid. He is the most creative amongst them. Bellingham is very good. Chouameni is playing, BIA Bonadier. But then I know Modric and Toni Kroos at the Madrid. None of these midfielders at the Madrid, with the exception of Adagula. He's able to his passing, he's able to create out of nothing for Real Madrid. Sadian man advantage over the others. If when they will follow Alonso part the FIFA club World Cup now, one thing is clear. Midfielders not winning now. Adia Adagula, American song he gives them what defense them Modric and Toni Kroos at the moment. We mobility for Momo. Unse Bellingham will drive. He's able to tack or energy. But that's intelligent passing and how to open just a defense with one pass. Adagula ewa Bellingham NB or Vavadi NB or Chouameni NB. And I'm at a good advantage in the Real Madrid team. And so young for comfortable win 2-0 win.
Okay.
At Santiago Bernabeu against Bubuku from Real Mallorca. And so I was home. I was a game. No. England early kickoff. Say 11:30.
11:30, yes.
Chelsea. When the sanity and young Pono Becatre. Empower.
Early kick off 11:30.
11:30. And then who has also made a pound cry.
James said, no, yet they are also aggressive. Watch you. No, yet they are.
So, early kick off Chelsea and Fulham. Now, the report said Banasester Palmer may not feature. On your available, because coaching said he's official bit my training now, but the report is feeling and everyone said he may still go with Estevao because it looks that Palmer ain't fully fit to start that game against Fulham. And he Obeko with the same lineup now. So, or the ball against West Ham United, no it. Front four of Estevao, João Pedro, Pedro Neto, and Liam Delap. Number 4 of Enzo Fernandez Casido. Then a back four of James, Tosin, Shaloba, and Cucurella. Then goalkeeper Ferno, Roberto Sanchez. These are the team that most likely say Enzo Maresca ever for the Ewo and the match. So, last season, who is that? One of the teams that we need our bridge on a Fulham count. Some go 2-1.
Yeah.
They won 2-1 at the bridge. After na Palmer first goal. And the last 8 minutes of the game, Fulham from nowhere equalized through Harry Wilson and Rodrigo Muniz actually the winning goal money 2-1. So they won at the bridge 2-1. And the Chelsea winning the reverse feature the same scoreline 2-1. Until last season, Obia winning the away game in this fixture. But Fulham enye a team traditionally omuye very good side against Chelsea. Say Chelsea have lost just 8.3% of all the games they played against Fulham. And if you pick the number of games Chelsea have played against Fulham, lose only 3 pe. And if you calculate Chelsea have won 22, drawn 11, and lose just 3. And in 36 matches, they've lost only 3 against Fulham. It tells you how Chelsea in this fixture, and it is a fixture in terms of team about more than 20 games in the Premier League, are only lose do against an opponent, and Chelsea against Fulham. Only 3 defeats Omanya in that 36 matches against Chelsea. So it tells you how Chelsea have been very comfortable in this fixture. Even though last season Fulham won at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea had a very good start against Crystal Palace. And some teams now are in a very low block, but so much now they are very good playing out from the back, very comfortable. Fulham are one of them. And they are able to do that because a midfield of Sanderberg, who is a very good passer of the ball. Lukic, say Lukic, Liverpool. Cesar Lukic.
Yeah.
Yes, no, or by Liverpool. He wasn't. No. There was one guy, Lukic here. Sanderberg and Lukic, very good passes of the ball. So, someone sitting deep. No chance but for them to break her. I don't know. They are very quick in transition and they are able to pass very well. And then Martin say Raul Jimenez may start ahead of Rodrigo Muniz. Then Smith Rowe may return after Oba from the bench. He may start in that game. So Chelsea at home, both teams to score.
Okay.
I see Chelsea scoring. I see Fulham scoring because Sanchez, you can't trust Sanchez. And Chelsea back four, the centre backs on them, Chaloba and Tosin. a lot of question marks about how they defend. It's a suspect goalkeeper. Or two center backs are more suspect. You always concede. Chelsea to concede, Fulham to also to concede. Enyam seeing a goalless draw, but if there will be a win, a 2-1 win for Chelsea, but it looks like a more of a drawing game for me. It was Stamford Bridge. It was a game now. So no. City call Brighton. City last week. And I'm watching a Emma Tottenham. Kudus in the Mantiano. A question or Etihad. Now, only the problem with Pep Guardiola team na free. Or the new guys have already team until the structure is changing. So the person here is SBCC. But my graphic in CC na you share. Only why there are a lot of concerns and worry about Pep Guardiola team a few way, and it started from last season and Abewura season we. So on your screen, how will you analyze this graphic we share graphic here. Then never bought him for the first time.
For the first time, I see that Pep Guardiola tries to be born a low block. That's number one. Because Ofio say the way but the way I Tottenham Ebono. Ofio say was say Ujaimo almost Bobby then now we break you on the counter because also was sharp wingers I will introduce you. Then you also realize that in midfield, City Lucio shape kakra, especially with minim say man marking no more and say zonal marking. You see a lot of Tottenham players are free our midfield. Even though the City players are keeping their eyes on the ball. Enti ne backline there Lucio shape players no keep an eye on play Tottenham players also be a effort and all of that. But midfield Lucio shape at a point. And yet typical of City so be who know say bolo block with 4-5-1. So wingers now draw deep into midfield. Yes. In the time be Tottenham bears or more attacking, they are free on the wings. So what I say, you know, who say I say there's a bit of problem with setup and then within the period, you know, how or more a shape, you know, or more Lucia Messi or midfield on them especially.
Now only the problem also. The time now that's a 44th minute.
Yeah.
And Yasha Tottenham Yasha City 1-0 at the Etihad.
Yeah.
And the City Yasha 1-0 at Etihad. All pekati. Now the shape say is a problem.
Yeah.
City Yasha 1-0. Now all pekati. Now the shape say is a problem. Because at 44th minute, City should be running, chasing the ball, pressing to win the ball. By Yasha 1-0, and what Jai Tottenham comfortably say they should have the ball and pass around. When you say Uncle Fast started ball Liverpool, I some coach no way. No any under club no. Say Pep one thing Pep
Linders.
Yes, Linders. And that Pep I confirm and say or no or the assistants don't form in the agro because they do a lot of work for him. When him say Papa no how Liverpool different shapes. No, that's one of the one because now he was the one handling that aspect of Pep club
Okay.
And a lot of question marks about how Liverpool defensively no I'm pretend to last season most time Liverpool supporters and say their games be winning here and club and come lose here. Okay, those narrative last season.
Yeah.
Because club defensive shape na as against how Slot defensively he was able to close games up. Say son no say my idea but no the end maba no close up no when we know. Of course I say about the say is having effect on how City are defending. Even though I wouldn't want to believe it entirely because problem with it started last season, no, or no, no. And now I feel when I started. But look, I said, after the I am more because this is how he wants the team to defend the defensive shape and the papa. And Russia, so against Wolves.
Yeah.
The difference between City and Wolves, and say Wolves were no ever born to change.
Oman take your chances, but there were a lot of times Wolves, and they are very difficult. So only City, but we create a lot of chances. But from Club World Cup, Eba, almost pre-season, almost any other. No, who say teams only City, bono. A lot of times, to me, it create a lot of chances against City. But they are not with finishing.
Yeah. So, unyana ubese ubanyana about action ya onya ba kwa rahye because Haaland no ahye no decide.
And goals are almost share Wolves in this one. Typically Kenya goals I was say tuto especially Haaland. Ni go from the back of the 18-yard box pa na kutum. We pa na kutum no. I believe that say the Okani City was omoye adwuma yi, especially Pep Guardiola. Because we have kwan omni Wolves boy ni kwan omni Spurs boy unya team bia obetimi create chances ni bi all players obetimi hold the ball normal control game kakra na omo boy City would again struggle this season just like last season almost so brain
eti ene against Brighton so munya good start unse they do the first game at home against Fulham last minute equalizer from Fulham and I'm come Everton question by 2-0 enti omunya a very good start so far but I think say the City defensive shape will be tested once again Ochina or Brighton and say City and me and containing enya omo shape no answer I think they are in trouble against Brighton even though Brighton so nya a very good season but I think say City have to improve on their defensive shape because Pep Guardiola looks like say how he is defending and the team no so no unse initially how no more press no I won't press Sabium and nothing you see on the screen say 44th minute you say no one as I call press kwaje ball no
yeah
because at this stage City should be running pressing them to take the ball but only why they are not doing so he's afraid because the guys doesn't have the energy to run like they used to run it's all mistake no more run kwa it show us Messi these are the areas that City has to improve and so no you go for scoring draw so
okay
scoring draw it was a game no more say ebenya scoring draw Tottenham Bournemouth another interesting game that say this is a game for the neutrals
yeah
if you say Otuo person enjoy football the team abobo lewie open game no one enjoy when your cook be the swing change so now this is a game that neutrals or neutral be enjoy because high quality football is at stake at the Tottenham Stadium. Tottenham had a very good start unlike Bournemouth who almost and how they were expecting it to be
but even that they have a win from the two matches Omabono and Mekase against Liverpool a loss of concentration credit Liverpool but Ben Mofa said last season the starting season we
no
they are playing so well
very well
regardless lose to Liverpool they played so well
they narrow win against Wolves 1-0
yeah
even though it wasn't that convincing because Wolves for your record still but the most important thing at that stage was to win the game against Wolves 1-0 win Tottenham 100% record so the open one games ni bi na you bet test the this Thomas Frank team the one team that will test them by Bournemouth
okay
because they run and they will press you they won't give you the space out here to play and see one game that you will see the resilience of Tottenham in the game, you know. You see, these are games we are ultimately go through it. Show how your team net here and how you are able to compete this season because Premier League your teams be it's a show the level in terms of your level and how prepared you are to challenge for the league or top 4. So no scoring draw.
Spurs Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spurs will score. Bournemouth will score. For Bournemouth to score there.
But you can say Matimba ko winner.
No, if there will be a win, then I'll go for Tottenham or Spurs. But a game that lose more of a scoring draw for me.
Okay.
Tottenham to score, Bournemouth to score. That was a game no more.
United, Burnley, then probably Arsenal, Chelsea. Nyame had much now.
Man United about Burnley. No, maybe we with Liverpool in Arsenal match. No?
Okay.
United about Burnley. Now, I know it's Ruben Amorim now. You will see a manager clearly under pressure because a lot of things now official was the team no and so fire. Even though I'm one of those who believe say so what your coach in the now apart from Greensby game no who say so much believe say the team is on the right track based on performance modernity in the first 2 games no. I've said it. Fulham only reacted after United scored.
Yeah.
And no team be alcohol Krevikotage be out Fulham no they will react. And yet it's a normal thing for Fulham to react when you score against them. And that space now more acting and I think that United were not able to defend well equalizer no. But performance wasn't bad against Fulham. Performance wasn't bad against Arsenal. But how to translate performance into getting results? Any idea, Aka? Scoring. So far in the first 2 games, United ain't goal because Fulham go on an own goal.
A own goal, yeah.
And the first 2 games, United are yet to score. On 1% goal, a few play behind goal. It's a chance
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League,
yeah.
And for United to have Kuna and Buemo Sescu and not scoring yet in the Premier League, and one area that because last season, area about quite high United year was they were not scoring a lot of goals. And the Obiafi said getting this 3 to lead the attack, no, be producing a lot of goals for United. Well, I didn't say United. I feel from last season, first half, Upe teams that are and share a lot of first half goals. I Manchester United, LLED. They are able to allow opponents to grow into games. Who says our teams in Akasiano? Liverpool, Arsenal, City, what they do? I have more money the early goals because Osha team, those early goals now, it unsettles the opponent for you to total control.
Yeah.
But United, because they are not scoring early, first half goes and the opponents are able to what? Grow into games. Then now, against Burnley, solo. Last 2 seasons, you know I'm called relegation now. Okay, wait him now. Company, right?
Yeah.
So I need to hang the ball 1-1. Okay.
Aye.
Almost last minute, I'm gonna take up penalty B. I'm about 1-1. Oh, Old Trafford. I'm worried in pass and the pressure will be too much if United every minute I game against Burnley 2 o'clock.
And Crawford feels that because United they here win at all costs in Tino, it's going to be very easy for United. And yes, sir. So say team be on United, Ibo Biano. In your confidence will be team nabo looking at said the Omabo Omo games within the period. Arsenal, Fulham, and then Grimsby. Now Grimsby there no cry no. Eshe Fulham, Eshe Burnley cry more. And we say Burnley back game with a lot of confidence. Hoping say on bet me on settle United, especially at Old Trafford.
Avoiding early goal.
Yeah.
For Burnley is very key. And teams have done it and getting results against United because one man show early goal. You are able to build your confidence and get back into the games now. So the only thing is that United problems are often against newly promoted teams in the year. In their last 23 against newly promoted, no more Lusubi. Even though upon all the problems, newly promoted teams in the year, United are able to get results against them at this stage. And against Burnley solo, Trust
and then they are difficult amount predicting a United game.
Trust Amorim say and Sesko Mbwemu and Kuna.
But another school of thought who believe is Enka Bebrena GDA said Sesko might start from the bench again.
Yeah, and you're good for
Amorim, but Bebre believe is and Sha Nene or draw Zegzi Abba double number 10 position no as Abokunha up front.
Today, you see, and there come for no start. So once I think Sesko is in trouble.
But the United be dominated,
especially when Odropon when your resource are.
Yeah.
Over one. Nipano also when you goes. Osaka and Hoyland no. Oh, Tono. And I go far over
70.
Strike almost like a more. Was what better bench solo. Today, only any option. Sesko have to start the game.
Okay.
And today, I call for 2-1 win. So, because United goalkeeping no, they've not shown confidence.
Okay.
So, but United will win against Burnley.
Kakrebi yenye Arsenal Liverpool na danger man in room.
So no, Liverpool first 2 games. No in there worrying for Liverpool. They've scored almost 2 goals. First 2 goals in all the 2 games. Then opponent fought back and scored 2. And to share against Bournemouth. They took a 2-0 lead. And a bomb of Vetemania 2-2. Before Omo Etikano Ama Naye winning 4-2. Oh yeah, if you were solo. Omone Bobokwa last week, if you watch that Liverpool game once again, solo you understand baby and Newcastle baby at Liverpool after scoring 2 goals. Newcastle with 1 man down still fought back and managed 2-2 before Liverpool ended the winning goal. It's one thing I consistent of Liverpool and it's a scoring any problem for mom. But how to keep their shape and not concede has been the problem. Initially, no BFC say be a Gavin bet now not only honor. But against Newcastle, not Gavin bet still not the same problem occurred. If Premier League teams yeah, man show on tem on your goal, almost share game Arsenal because in the last 2 seasons they've been the best defensive team in the Premier League. Breaking Arsenal down has been a very very big task in recent years in the Premier League. Liverpool knows very well they can't afford to let Arsenal score an early goal at Anfield because so we break Arsenal down and they are heading here so no Liverpool I don't know aye with this Arsenal team how they are not losing games against Liverpool recently and in the last 6 games against Liverpool, tough flight games. Liverpool in Shawmo. The last 6, Liverpool in Shawmo. But at Anfield, no. The last time Arsenal won there, way back in 2012. It's from 2012 on. Liverpool is either a win or worse a draw at Anfield against Arsenal. It's a 1 game solo. If you want to, anyhow you want to look at it, Arsenal, based on how good they are defensively, they will be in the game. What do you say? On my last, is it 3 visit there? Nina draw 2-2, 1-1, 2-2, and they are all scoring draws 2-2, 1-1, 2-2. It tells you the kind of game. And so last season, Liverpool 2-0. And on my Arsenal for 2-2. Arsenal have grown that confidence in such big games. Now Arteta United, the confidence is there. City, confidence is there. Liverpool is there. Now in those big games, Arteta is growing that confidence. He can beat any of those teams or at least one more than ground. Obenya draw or such games.
And Adeba acquire Buane Pano. They say Arteta. Big teams now suppose big team said they can na ombre but the worry pie middle table teams in your mom was here sometimes on frustrating into the last 2 seasons say last season who's Arteta anytime obo City, Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea, those teams and yeah even though we find it difficult for Sabat Arteta and Manchester Chelsea those games are games they say no ball with a lot of confidence omo eboso omo bosse ombe win enye games ombo say be e 1 point te say first na ye say Arsenal be botim kese bi onya draw cry na nani agene say no nyesa na Teta e bone ball no
so no for today I want to enye mo wan say Vits emenya ne very good day unu why sa teams na Liverpool abo mo na Vits supposedly or struggle you know Arsenal enter sa we said Arsenal for today Zubimendi, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard and I mean say now coach why confirm whether he will play or not so one bumper ebe make mereno
okay
some food we know and them food that you tackle gidi ni bia because Odegaard any Zubimendi mpa these are games that Vits will enjoy because obenye the space unlike Lucas for near tata that this Arsenal food enters unlike Bournemouth they tata this Arsenal food enters eti anya mo say today ye ochina Vits will get in the best game for the first time in the Premier League based on how Arsenal plays he will get that space now here tata to play how he wants to play his football so teams ready based on how Liverpool have defended this season one bet that boys sure and they say Liverpool to concede
okay
so Arsenal to score a sure bet in this game and I Liverpool to score it's a sure bet because the Liverpool attack of Salah, Cody Gakpo, now Ekitike because in the first 2 games now he has scored. And whoever come from the bench, one thing that Liverpool is sure to score, and also idea, but in the both teams to score, a better. I'm for the mad more now. Liverpool to score, Arsenal to score. So a game that is tilting towards another draw. The last 3 at this venue, I am in a draw. 2-2, 1-1, 2-2. And then say. Once again, this game will end in a draw based on how these 2 teams in now a bomb. But if Liverpool are going to defend, are going to defend, almost shape will improve from the previous 2 now. Liverpool win. If they will improve their defensive shape from the previous 2 now, Liverpool win. But if you are going to see the same defensive loopholes in the door because one thing that is just Arsenal will not go and play football because they will not go and play football they will not go and be attacking left who say Arteta recently in the last 2 seasons big games we are on like they don't play they go and defend then moment on counter attack to get the result that they want so they will not go and open up at Anfield and play the SLB say if they are able to improve on their defensive shape then Liverpool win. But Sebesa they are now winning and saying then the scoring draw it was a game solo.
All right, Zakito. Yeah, that's it. Yes, danger man. Danger. Akwaba. Say we be okay there. Oh.
Yeah, from Monday.
Aye. Right. Sure. Yeah.
No sound so dear say if you see. Now we mu sound dia kwa wie. Nti ya na asedade e rade dia.
Sure.
Bre na bre nyina. Nti e na ye da so te ase ye tenkwa mu. Hoden e kra moja e dia frusane ka tramada bodwem.
Yankwe.
Me da se.
Yanko.
Nti no Dimatek fo akasa.
Yes.
Na
say Jimatek for no so enyem say omo feel say obin search in the camp no omo undermine omo dwumadi na omo di especially with elections na omo conduct here ntino yes
enti mami enfa enfiri ni hanom na minko. Inauguration of the new Kotoko supporters executives has been postponed from today to 2 weeks time. The new chairman asked for 2 weeks to put his team together, also to help the outgoing executive so they can do a proper handing over. Expect to see Chairman Norbert, Chairman Edusei, Boama, Big Joe as part of the new incoming executives. Nti ediya ya start picking bi no.
Se na Chairman Solo oye campaign na onim nkrofo a omo bebo na na ya adwuma na. Because of postponement na eba no. Senka wo we ne ye na no, you know the people oni omo be ya adwuma.
Postponement no e normal mienu na allocation.
Okay.
On say the Kotoko supporters are not directly under the management.
Okay.
Say bibia ni amanhia oversee above the
nti no mo autonomous job bi.
Nti omo wie yi. On say issues by no petition menhia.
Okay.
Chief of Staff Office. Ena omo directly ema omo committee to investigate. Then committee ni wie no ena afi menhia directing management and say they should oversee the elections. So the management will now have to go back to menhia chief of staff and inform me say afi die abana o ka say yen hweso nto no ya to ma bibia awie. That is yet to be done. Enti no na enra omoye meeting na no na say eno be pia bonte be de be pia na say afi management na hu say ene they will have to go and inform chief of staff say ye wie. Then they will go and introduce the new chairman. Enti ni nyina mu no na say ete say America krabem.
Okay.
Omo match so china.
Sure.
So
but names are oboboy there as a menka so munye known probably be a within yen but within circles no as a new set of Nkrofo chairman solo introduce you
no known
within the circles na menka say
for instance was the vice to chairman K5.
Okay.
And he has played within the Kotoko circles and his supporters front for a very long time. So we say we more NC.
Yeah,
and he's a big guy. He's somebody who understands the dynamics of the supporters front.
Okay, but personally, me senka met me advise chairman Sola and Kameka say onfa obia maybe obe pick say vice ni yemienu
vice for no. I think almost first vice, second vice. That is
a bit to me and on fire second vice or diaspora for so because they contributed largely to the win.
A part of the reason why almost requested for 2 weeks.
Okay,
so that there should be a broad consultation.
Sure.
Because for instance, I
understand. Because you say a free NCC need to national supporters.
The organizers no, a baby 8.
Okay.
4 male, 4 female, and the diasporian any FN saying omo ni adade nti eno so no e wo ho no mo so ho omo a mo be the social media obi in charge of obi organizer obi in charge of diasporian.
Okay,
so because so supporters were amano ne pa
sure I know the
and sana one that will be in charge of social media,
especially with funds mobilization which also na a key component one
and sana for instance Nkrofo stadium no ne kese pa agina Ashanti region ni Kumasi.
Okay,
so you need abia to be the oversee 20 eno no wo ho no mo a it's going to be an interesting one. For instance obi to say Big Joe won say Porcupine Tertiary
Big Joe there known on say because of Porcupine Tertiary ne Big Joe almost every time who no Kotoko social
visible.
Yes,
everywhere.
And
and Chamadu say because of his financial backgrounds ne ade no ntino bia ono so be the financial aspect of it ne ade Boama Greater Accra so a very strong hormone power. So it's going to be an interesting one. Hey, I'm happy for this game. is going to be a revenge. They beat us during the top 4. So it's going to be very difficult, but we are going to use it as a preparation for the Confederations Cup. Coach Zito on the Super Cup against Babiani Gold Stars.
It will be a very difficult match, and as you know, they also beat us during the top 4. So it will be a revenge. Revenge not on physical issue, revenge on the field that we also like to do what? To also beat them to make it equal. And we're very, very happy with this game because it will be preparation for the Confederation Cup, and they also their Champions League they are going to play. So it will be a nice game. All
Coach Zito also kakra or the ato against Ochena and ahead of Ochena match no and so no. It's difficult to maintain local players in the Black Stars. Anytime I invite them, they move to Europe. I will give the local players chance after the qualification for the World Cup or to add on a position on the local players.
Player like Jerry Afriye, he was a local player, but then he got bought outside, so now he's playing Europe. So it's difficult to maintain because let's say we find 10 players and they play national team, but almost they will go abroad and then there are no more local players. So I think we have local players, so players who played in local leagues or who grew up here in academies, for me they're also local players. So it's difficult to depart these players. So from one day to another, Jerry is not a local player anymore. What I'm looking up for also for the future, we had this friendly tournament in London where we could bring some young players, also local players. Unfortunately, there were some, I think 3 or 4 local players who didn't get the visa for London. But I'm looking forward also to introduce or integrate the local players from the league which I see, which I think have the quality to play in the national team. To look forward to them to introduce them to the national team and also to give them a chance, especially at the friendly games. I think the London tournament was good for that, and we have to see if we can create and have more chances to integrate them into the squad and give them chances. I think there's a lot of potential. Even the last game what I saw, Myanmar against Nations, I see a lot of potential here and there. And like I said before, I'm looking forward after the qualifiers for the World Cup. Hopefully, to qualify, we have more chances to give also local players a chance in friendly matches.
Oyerepa FM 100.7.
Sir, story way. I will see how my brother Kofi Zakito will see it.
I said that the Bama Nana. Ana opese
there be some we are me
ni input.
Okay. Say obeteki an interest in it,
okay,
so to say.
All right.
And the second captain so swaba because captain has been talking around that lines for some time now.
Okay.
We are me also so me sure say definitely we will have a say. Government mount pressure on corporate Ghana to sponsor the Ghana Premier Leagues, whilst the GFA sit aloof doing nothing. Information reaching Oyerepa Sports indicates that government wants to do everything within their powers to push corporate Ghana to sponsor the Premier League, and then give the GFA this season to see how they will organize the league and make the league attractive. If they are not, next season government will take over the Ghana Premier League and run it by themselves.
Say ne FIFA bebe mo.
Na wo ko ji 1 million somebody bet me say no. Wo ko bo FIFA mane. Da bia ye ka sama mu ntie. Wo ko ji 1 million say wo ko chi chama teams wo ko bo FIFA mane.
Na aban dwumadie asudie da ne so no be da be Ghana Premier League so say.
We have chance on a platform. The minister himself is on it. It's been discussed seriously. Because some NDC operatives believe say there be a government in area I want to no ko jiska de akoma GFA for na government akopa be ato na be
but was a government de ahoden wura autonomous league nim because autonomous league ne de wage league na free GFA no
na is amu no autonomous for na deal
sanity na government autonomous for na deal but so government gene directly there me who how on betimi
yes you nim
kabi government Zagito government bet me a league ni directly say oberane. If any product, if the national teams in there, and know your government, Edia, and know the untentina time be management committees of the national teams are government will say apart from so many football people kakrano.
Boss,
now government can decide
as something that honor say, and now you can say league ya bestati Ghana Football Association government honor mako and a government akupe busia omobema omabeche ediama you can say clubs no government enti ubaka say indirectly government is sponsoring the Ghanaian clubs no send be ya ombetmabo league no
yeah
government assign nanu ye yebo honorable Kofi Adams voice wa ha awakohye corporate Ghana or encourage omo say omo fa anya yesi omo wies eno and na afena the people within the corridors of powers every some corporate institutions more pressure say mun first kan ko share Premier League nim mun ko sponsor mun ko make sure said scaba Premier League nim then omo we are interested no atina say and omo we discussion say look if government will be doing all this there if now or no see league near the product kese ko hema scaba mu no say ontimi nya na say government na there the government should be interested in how the league is run, especially in a manner that a bit may generate revenue by itself moving forward maybe next season anya sana say say the bia government in the dukska question mu there say from to all munya then government should be interested in seeing to it running. I think this is not a and honorable Kofi Adams baba yi an okacho mo say omo ye do baby to make sure say the league run good now as a amama who do be aso no government make sure say the leagues no are properly run or managed properly also finance any other entity. I'm trying to tell you say even within the powers or corridors of NDC and its people no omo say ya na be kono dia omo ni problem say government be boa league no and I say invest into it but omo say ya na be kono dia then omo say adeni your product no they cannot sit aside for government to be doing that. The government should be interested in its running any the cake and who boss mamifa we entwam na enti pacho any or say press release for immediate release Jimatech Limited reaffirms the credibility of Asante Kotoko SC's first ever digital elections. Jimatech Limited, developers of the Vote Easy electronic voting platform, proudly reaffirms that the National Supporters Championship elections of Asante Kotoko Sporting Club, held on Thursday, August 28, 2025, was conducted in a manner that was credible, free, fair, and totally transparent. This historic exercise marks the first ever digital voting process by a Ghanaian football club, allowing supporters across the globe to cast their votes seamlessly and monitor the process in real time. The successful execution of the election highlights Jimatech's commitment to delivering trusted, innovative, and inclusive digital solution for the sports and entertainment industry in Africa. Following the elections, one of the contestants, Mr. Benjamin Obinsachere, expressed concerns regarding the integrity of the process. However, we are pleased to note that Mr. Obinsachere has since retracted his claims and has publicly accepted the outcome of the elections during an appearance on Kesben TV Sports Show, where the leadership of Jimatech was also present to explain the details of the election system and demonstrate its transparency. We are also pleased that the management of Asante Kotoko SC and the elections committee have expressed satisfaction with the electoral process and duly declared the winner at the close of polls on Thursday, 28 August 2025. Jimatech Limited wish to emphasize that the Vote Easy platform operates on secure, tamper-proof technology that guarantees fairness and accuracy. The overwhelming participation and monitoring by Asante Kotoko supporters worldwide further reinforce the credibility of this historic exercise. We remain committed to supporting organizations with the state-of-the-art digital voting solutions that empower stakeholders, enhance transparency, promote democratic participation across all sectors. Sign, Gimatek. Gimatek for no, and also you being such a no.
Na release no na very 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 necessary. Nehia pa. Especially when Gimatek feels say obeying such a undermine the credibility of the voting process no. And then another strike can be say for a platform and Jeje Asante Kotoko sika na ukasa ansem ne form ho a obi te ba bi obeka say ene nkrofo yi gidie kra ye wo mu no ebia in the long run kra beira because say ogigi sika na untimi hwe election so the adentina still na was TSK via the Fabu census platform ne the manti once obey such a ne release ne buy or congratulate solo ne de na ehia sa Gimatek so beba bontina o ma clarify ansem ni nyina just to restore the trust back to Asante Kotoko omo fans no kapi
but ye nua ba ko o Asempa
okay
Banson
Master Banson ya Muni papa no oh sir menena said na first na ye de tilapia call rounds wa kra na kwa menena
sir no mas said ye bia ko bia mo pe
Master Banson
but the input we aba
okay
or say FIFA won't and can't interfere if government interfere or takes the league. FIFA has no power in domestic league with the exact
okay.
If FIFA is against government interference in domestic leagues, why is FIFA not banning Saudi Arabia since their league is financed by the state? If FIFA is against government running domestic leagues, then FIFA must be against the money government has decided to invest in the leagues and clubs.
On the conversation is very extensive.
We are getting it wrong.
Yes. Sikadi obetim dia beshim, but direct may show why you
the reason why
FIFA frowns
the reason why FIFA frowns on the government interference necessarily and say the litigations a situation whereby say abayan on the football people air kontokwa and the court watching a court and free flow of football no and intimate and go by FIFA calendar how FIFA want things to be done. What I say, these are some of the areas. But Sikabe Romans are be move all right. It doesn't matter who is in charge. At the end of the day, you are following FIFA's everything.
Rules, yeah.
There's peace.
It doesn't matter who is in charge, no. As in how?
It doesn't matter who is in charge. As in say, yes, who is controlling the league? At the end of the day, FIFA want to see say Bibia move on well. Because the national teams, that's what FIFA draw the 10 line. No? Even the national teams, no. Say FIFA and him say a government, especially in Africa here, a government no, and a sponsor. That is what FIFA not can say. Baby, a banu sika a woman. What does it go rather there? Or a quanyas of him. But what does it?
Yeah.
But sika free FIFA however. Any sponsorship F no at mania. And not mine and combi. So even though FIFA frowns on the government interference in football, but FIFA is aware various government in Africa a part of the football.
Yes.
Provided say I didn't very smooth.
Yes.
What you know coming Emma.
Inte hano say aban she GF say ye Jimu League na free munsemu dia FIFA can come in.
That's why
but aban betimi ni GF atenase. Ye de sika aba. Baby e pesa ade ni dru no ye hu say dru. Enti together with mo FA4 no. Ye pese ye de nkrofo ba e be kam ho.
Yeah.
Na mo nyina mo run league no e de bom.
That's why I mean.
That no de mo tenase na mo reach agreement na government den nkrofo ba FA e de nkrofo ba no ma kan bu ma run league ni dia. But say be say ye be G product ni nyina FA no na government akọ.
Story about for the be.
Akọ run
and say aban so be say ye be FA president free ho. Now aban na e do be si ho.
FA president in free but you know say and yet FA president is not in charge of the league. Domestic leagues, competition, you know, the Odano as a committee head and the members. So Abani say Obamu they are then. So Obayi some members in
the interest.
And I make us interest,
Adisa production Abai. Abai through government and your friend say if you know enjoy. When an EMA has been done haphazardly, you want to tell me say Abai no of course. And these are FIFA any problem with these things. What I say? These are monies coming directly from the government and we'll push into a so the right thing has to be done. But I hope you are getting that point now.
I get it.
But sir, by say, sorry, say, football. I don't think it will happen. I don't think that will happen. But Abba will definitely have an interest
in
whatever.
Because of for this garbage.
What I say?
Yes.
Say if the football people, any Abba, they are in line. Now your YouTube BBI is smooth. At the end of the day, there's no what you can be FIFA Abamwa. FIFA has no problem with that. Now yesterday, the national team now. Abai no sponsor na your friend say F no na hweso no because me say me it wasn't no because them say ada na abai nyuma bebrebe betuma kwaji football ada was akọ football and am say nyuma bebrebe no is football not part of abai nyuma na you see the point
yeah
abai to me I say my champions are my castle many times at the point in time pharmaceutical companies say private own what I say the Tobinkos the NS chemists and them. The government of the day, pushy some scardy bombs on betting me, I increase production. At the end of the day, say, I'll increase production. I can afford and a benefit. Football is also a tour. I employ a lot of people. A lot of people. It is how far out there. Your football, your transit where the football economy, the brain, your system. As you know, I can't say, and conformity, baby. And my dear, and I got an baby. Football is under the umbrella of the government. So Abana who say adi obetimi aye opushi amaye football na akosro am na be vibrant entity ama obi a se bi nam to na mo sika na be be invest e wo mu a ha me sika me be wura mu menya bibi it must the government sit down aloof na enkrofo nkoso ne man nkoso nya say ya na enkrofo enye interest go ndey how many people anu we sika ni a obepese this guy be football. When Moses Parker dams Ebano, when half a line by the friend say Victor Acheampong, when Accra Legon cities and go for Beya, now I need you to be football. It is because some intensities be Romoa. If you are at the end of the day, no, and some 15 cities be up. Mr. Worker profits come to go round. Manya Bibi. As yet to be a football and run it down. That is why the president in his manifesto. Or capture I say or bar he will see to it say football domestic football no a bit ma aye that's why or can baby class say if it men says about to some stipends and footballers now they will do that what I say to make sure say football a bit ma because if football to a go egu kwan e from and they the any cry what yen supporters mo no because okwa the quality of players kwa person and then your football is competing with the European football. It is a bar. At the end of the day, so I'm calling say Manchester United airborne against Burnley, Arsenal against Liverpool around 3 o'clock. But for our football, we want to sit at home and watch Liverpool. With the example, but it's a fact. It's a fact. Zakito want to watch Manchester United at home. I don't know. Or Hekrana or relax what in the make us say you are relaxing. Aja wo fufu bi. Edu wi a wasan kon aguso. Yaro na ha adwene ba so yaro ebe container. Na de na koso. Myself I will do that. Me nko father scotch signing na wo na mu ba bia beti efutu a me fam abedu ka kwa ho obenya ka abesi krom to a stadium. Me hasa ne ma we na na se ba DSTV bi at the end of the day between 2 and a man na se such game the koso a okay game now you enjoy it. What I say? Quality football. A lot of things are you enjoy. I don't know why don't I sit at home and do that? You know, and the one thing that I like about Chairman Solo, ni so very or yeah, not all kind of say check about the average age in football 35 years. And it is true. Why is it that the youth of today are interested in football?
Yeah.
You see, but when we were coming, those that are not here, but yes, are not here, but oh, fear. Any power they will call stadium fair, even so crank. No more food distribution. Now go on for the currency. Oh, sir, man, the football, make football as them. Or a house in you, but in the TV. But a person maybe got the one house. Or say, pile, me roba kwako hebo ni bi. Eti me jenanim. Me first am be roba me ba ba sports stadium. Me tinanim and am be hebo ni bi. At that time no, abewra me mu. You see the point? Eti nan kwara abai, omo ni ko mbato mbako league. The other TV so enko ye, your pitches enko ye, bibia enko ye, including even coaching. Now say ahu did drama ni monsa na otumu say coach adwuma. Don't you enjoy it? So an investment in a beboa. So say if an actor who say no, the government has injected Sika at the Royal League mu. And for that, government will say what baby. Yes, the F Emma Etiasia. I don't think that there's an issue. At the end of the day, the smooth running of football is what the government is looking at. That's why the Saudi Arabians and that stuff, and you're gonna want to first time as the government that's obeying Jessica. Other countries, the Tanzanians and African countries, they Rwanda, no money, no. I have a say.
Okay.
So the football people want Anna almost no, and there's all enjoy. We are no more giant sign trend position. You don't want to take care. Oh, the end of football idea. Me want for him, and the idea because you are buying a you man more enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I say wants to go to some of the things. That's why no make say there are decisions to be or if you know take care. For example, before I buy into me for so corporate Ghana such and support it. For Chicago room, I buy will lobby them. You see the point? Lobbying the part of the game, because at the end of the day, say me to one say me say me kina farmer. Now say me to I buy into me catch say kina farmer for Chicago football, but I buy will find a way to lobby me. And my kasa ama, but who they need some to call you. So I think it's a sana ebeko.
Input on it.
Some more clarification, kakra. So input or whatever. Okay. But for instance, baby, I gather information if you know. The almost position they say, for instance, companies now, government, people within government, and no more kasa more. If you accept obeboa, okay. So we say, you tax.
Yes.
Yetimi etititi de mawo. Ene ebia samada no my benefit. I will betima ma was product no. Etime grow se na be I will betima and so all these things are being discussed. Enti enye force as in the word force.
Okay.
But at least until I'm using the word push, you know. Say when you use force, it gives you a different meaning. But push the who push you, oh Charlie, mun try every now and then I say you are putting pressure on them, and I say Jenny say mama boy your league no so hiamwa. And the honorable minister voice a boy in the week mu I can say sikabemwa and a crabs in bit maintain players.
Of course, that's true.
And crabs need to maintain players and sane ya no motonton montem no kra no and nyentem say biem because e ba ne sa no players no value no so be den e be kosoro. So if Kotoko, for instance, is selling a player, now you hear the 1 million, 3 million, 4 million, no more, 6 million, no more, than $200,000, $500,000 now. So for me, it is not a bad idea per se. Say government, if you say, obetima pushi the corporate Ghana, ama be boa ye in leagues, no. The corporate Ghana's interest in our league na any honor. For me, it is not because they can't do it, or probably they don't want to. But no crepe omni say, omni confidence for a league nim. Because say omni tell the media space now. Who say what and I who say in some now a fire leagues in the and yakono. And it's not like somebody has concocted or fabricated those stories around the leagues. I know my cost around the leagues, no. Sometimes you share a league, you hear a match is nibi. Now you officiating now. We are now raho.
Okay.
Me pato enya sa. Media, ya encourage whoever is the brain behind this idea.
Okay.
Say, I am family. I think, baby, I may know by arguing, and they say the autonomous thing must come immediately, and the class should push for it because omo never boa omo. Say, I'm passing government person or push it there, and the clubs should push for the autonomous thing because the league is not for the FA.
Harry Mesaba, Kapi, takes no Pekebako Simon, me Kotoko, Jimatek, elections, Kotoko, Gold Stars, Ochina, Ewo, Dance Park, champion of champions, yes.
Kakra, Krebina, Tamna, no, or Kuntutanami. Tissimus Aname, Comayana, Gono. First, Chama Solo Ako Boost and Penny Force, as I cost Penny Force or man, now finding executives, I think it's in order. I was in a rush because Ipano who go through election, a whole lot of Nema who go through Adiachi, you are Ivabra. I know the management is meeting and so could you and Shana why mistakes be because we know we are you need to take a lot of things into consideration. Now Odi your appointment now Edipano ever on board everywhere. At the end of the day, some of us we are looking at a situation whereby say as Antiko supporters at the Baba Sports and be football. When we were growing up, Sandy Huye, and Nuna, a man, the love for Asante Kotoko, eba some of our colleagues nimu at any point in time. Or take on the Kakotoko, as a Manasi Kotoko, as a bar, maybe I could go be a person or but just what I say. I want to see a Kotoko supporters group under Chairman Soloa. Open minded. Right? Me carry because you nipa bia metiti onyam fa my enti but we can only advise. Because some of the very people are able to they took a back seat when the SY administration was there. It shouldn't be seen as we are going to bring those so-called enemies of a certain group at the bambo and every time ni. I must come back to the Nakotoko. The human is on my Roman mama yet. Now acquire power and in charge and say because those nipa bobo mudi be pray o ma ye kotoko supporters leadership ni penyon the Boama the Nobet and then those guys no Boama was a great Accra circles chairman before Nana Kwame Eba but entokwa Nana Kwame kunye ebesi na ye na dan ayebai minim ni Europa no play at the circles at that time. I can only play the say. Omo free suko, you know. This administration omo koyi. Omo ebegin differently from be a baby akwemu. Na omo afa kotoko no say. Baby akotoko ekono. And na isakotoko boba. Hansi no kotoko. First na if isakotoko na that na last year ya kwa na zakini ataka uko out me kind. But na kotoko na say boba. They hardly get half full out Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It is a microphone but I don't care who is a professor or who is a doctor, who is whatever. At the end of the day, a supporter said, "Man, I don't know about it. It be a illiteracy. It be at that level, no. Who say so illiterate? So level say yeah, they are equal important because at the end of the day, a sika and a team here. No supporter, a baby tight team nechi because that's a one in Takra and a man here. So Kotoko the difference between Asante Kotoko any kin face and say Kotoko dom e de omo tiam omo say yenum kon yenum dwane Asante Kotoko e na de o tiam a yenum kon yenum dwane no ene mu ya den nana me kan me call Baba Yara Sports Stadium we Kotoko see we buto aba no omo see omo ayi na omo de quality you know nana pin kan pen for no so so ko a obegu say e Kotoko na yesadi a baby at Choma, over Congo, ever flooded with supporters.
Yeah.
And I went there with the head of sports.
Time and that circle was near very strong.
Yes. I went there with the head of sports. And a few supporters, almost solo, Chama solo. And some few journalists, I know. The run of then Chama solo, Jumaye. A honor so focus. I could be fast or bring it that love. That also, it seems Ludu supporters no. What I say, you know, and that's why I like the Soviet now here, you know, because all we are doing is unya bibi jina so say na the anything I have how to go about it.
Yeah.
So
I will treat on one mobile. Me, I have no problem with the names, but Obumfa Akomapa, Emeye Jumano, and support the good intentions of Chairman Solo. Na M1 na MPJ circles no. So the next year or two no, say ye can near can say yes, Chairman Solo pick circle from this stage, I will do this stage, and yet that bandwagon yes you koyebi na to top up not still as because we are the chairman.
Okay.
You know Brian because he's a brother. You be share no editing komo kakra you be nyade atunufo no na dia man na okonanim no ye. Otuo do say
or last pick.
Me patch you boss. Blaster head coach Otuo has reiterated his desire to give opportunities to players in the local
or integrating local players into the team. But the challenge back upon say Capiti.
Onya Matias Onya
say so far Jerry free no be Black Stars and now. Ochina on your local player beam.
Okay.
Okwama no ni. Was it me ba?
What
I was of Safa Jerry free money but that time on your local player. But yes, the pressure is you so say Safa local player Ebra. Into another enka local players now or try so be pick on bet me abo 2-3 seasons consecutively.
I trust you for one thing.
E will league in my
for you, but the last call ups players are out to from mom call you can call ball. How many of them you will call over to coin? Lucas, how many of them? Okay. Yeah. You know, apart from that, you know, offer blacks and you go keep on going friend. What is he talking about? But he called about 7 or so players.
Yes, of Fred Best.
And the players from our system, no matter. Oh, you know, not your free say they feel on corner here.
I'm on outside.
Oh, your friend 7 as a 2 qua.
So, of Fred, but what I said. So kind of can say being a visa challenges.
But one of visa challenge no more. Say that's why. Tell them offer you game you from. That back there points behind him. Your couple friendly matches. Nigeria Jamaica mo yakobo you know. And offer Lucas no. Edukobi. But when the nanya oh yeah, and no offer new players be here home Black Stars in that. Ababe room because they play their trade outside. Me dey be make say one area and can say if no are particular about it. Your friend blaster like your friend blaster players bar. At the end of the day, when you about 15, 16 players and the Bobby, for say 18. Baby, I need 20 something. But to show idea to your local, you know, and the black star, the management we insist to say, at least there should be a component of local players. Just to encourage them. So we don't be a local black stars will come home. Apart from Asari of Reading, Obiaka Yochagu, and offer new players be a young new local you tell him Edomaba. To serve opportunity now, the master uncle for what do you from master players now, or from local or from man. Now, if indeed, what will be more, almost the second chance. Obinya one chance or quiet, that's it. That's a compokum, that's why. The fact that Campo could be a couple game, I'm faster expecting or no. What do you even know yastic? Because you've seen foreign based players be a mobile and fat by better friend the next time. Copim say a bit mafa. But your fellow locals here, oh no, I said, any Yakasant in the Yanya be million by who say, yeah, baby. And when you're consistent, Coach Otono and you're consistent. And none of my thing can work do a
century,
boy.
Yeah, I want to
a waste of money. Because all also when you pay them and it's animate. And then that he only enjoys that. Be not sure so baby.
But say monitor players ni be.
Money train when I say oh Fred about 7 or so. Exactly will help me. About 7 or so players.
You can make a case
in the local players.
You can pardon him on Razak Simpson.
Oh.
Say league in the break. Nations FC more competitive. Unlike AB Akotoko Abeka so Akoha or Bogaka top 4. Oye say.
He's been part of the Oye prison. But he's part of the Black Stars.
But
Simpson has been part of the Black Stars and it's the last force. I don't count.
And I make us say
it's all new players not come from by. European League started again.
Oh, European leagues no Scandinavian countries no copy. Some of them are in their 6th, 7th, 8th week. Into normal matches versus 5, 6
we need to be fair to the system. Coach Otuado Obetuade and Mobile maybe I think the will be I can say about 95% of your players no play to the approach is a blaster player coach equals a draw from that's it. But we see say blacks and Omo from the Bia nearby no. The end of the your blasters no. You decide they say you be afraid those so-called foreign based players or those foreign based players they be at the banner. And then we've won almost nothing. So if we say oh blend them edu baby the local component no some of those players are your woman brooch your mobile game no you clearly see say they struggle. That's why Manchester United mo play in Bomo say you know all African football na Africa you start of play in Bomo boy no so when Bomo Cameroon at the point of no to bench me no sure say come so no okay one of interested. Yeah. But so when Bomo playing in the Premier League is a different player. So young to say a different terrain in Africa here no. Sa power football no. So local component kakra bi e wo mu kakra. Na your mom that confident because you're about confident. Okay. Players you never coach on ball Black Stars. It's all about confident. Omo Europe no ba omo confident because you know so man able. But local no kwa dey try na chi because we say be ko say because na ko to fa ba ko trouble. That's why the point in time we had Bequin and them scoring all sort of man of goals for Asante Kotoko. But Black Stars, you have an opportunity to enjoy the play in the Black Stars. So I think that Otuado on second thinking about how I handle the local players now. Okay, it's not good. All right,
Medase Zach, Yankwe, Kotoko Gold Stars, Jimatek, Kotoko elections, you know.
No, first I think that. Jimatek now a lot of work to do. Yeah. Because the system now there are a lot of issues. One, sikajian issues or be more complaining and I mean me and so they are not deducted automatically. This is a manual. So yeah. And based on this complaint, as I said, the system has on one system also a problem, which he has to find a way to upgrade. Again, so now we are the issues about to be more register and tell more a bit so and if a system now the issues being raised it's just a one you have to upgrade yourself. Now we do the right thing because complaints on our no HSS system now so problem. In the end, obi be doubt some kind of elections no be about no be doubt based on ebia so to abana when you one of two challenges he question the system. It's going forward I think say so now but for me say o platform so owura actually be o maka ba mentase am say me so no honestly na me nyantiase because so Ross my say why there's a problem with the system that also improve.
Okay. So, personally me we be say they be make a system in use biometrics there.
What is
they are being a challenge or
what is that if I understand what Ora is saying now. What say
Robin
accountant.
Oh okay.
One, there should be security measures or safa business no more no.
Tina make say biometrics or
obitim ko obi de number no what man.
Na make say biometrics or there maybe a facial recognition, maybe a fingerprint something. It is all be number say to abama ne krana the person should be present. Yeah. Na approval no e bia why bibia wie no. Na what fingerprint a capture and I say facial or something.
It should be
it
should be one person one vote. But when no akwaji number no tawa man no aji we say enye nipa kona the person nobody should be able to use obi number to vote for him like they were doing this time. Until Jimatek the release that but you nuclear say most system no problem. It needs upgrade because so just imagine say we election kitikiti o because enye kitikiti side but kitikiti just imagine say ni relation bi pa ni brewom pa passing we na saa se ni ebe na ebe confusion ebe
yeah
because the entity a bit comfortable tin baby na wa ko box for numbers na omo to man how it shouldn't be like that. And Tijimata should accept say he needs to upgrade the system no. Going forward nipa na wa register no ono na betimi dey ato na aba by entimi nko jemfa nko mo obi no obi to ono dey say election day ni that was say ye jinkrofo numbers ba no ono to ama
so obi betimi ato ama nipa no kana wo say nipa no present no no so ye bibi
yeah at least it should be and I think that so also how to improve the system because honestly there are a lot of challenges that whoever we enye go me kind of bro for no go say so obon ho aipa obon samra ne pa say bia ni da bi nyama the problem bebre gimatek your system no so hwe na ye ni and instead of so obon samra ne bebre sa no hwe na solve one or two things bia be man na ye
education our form how to vote no education no and also fans are from because you're looking at nipa 9,000 plus you 3,700 lero ana koto aba no
nipa na koto aba na ye nkofo e stadium na attendance na no the problem na mo stadium attendance na
no no the who can ye kwaje nkofo de be tu nyina be ka ho bi na ma outside no so nka the rare vote you know say if side money na anke be from
okay we be from pa eti they should find a way and yeah
and I say going forward so on be an hybrid because e bia enye kotoko support bia na de ma mejo number to ama ne ba no konyo bia na eye too familiar with system no betimi akoso akoto aba nti na bia wa wo betimi ato no online to wa wo ntimi to no online no e bia region bia ya provide a voting center okwa ballot paper timba ko anim ye wi ane aye manual accounting they are supported the online system no. I believe that se wo ye ne sa so a ebe ma jime number to ma me no ebe free o kakra because if you have a voters list obi a wa register with fabu census bia no ube tim din ne fabu number atum na ebia before elections obe kire se obe to online na obe to by a manual na nipa ne kira e do voting day na no akọ na nkọ akọ to
say say a lot of people are anti and trouble because of you know but no adache kwa no edwuma mu na so ma ahye no nka kra say mo baby so enta na okay no I think that next time you know they should find a way of balancing all this equation about
she game ni kakra bi ma me a lot of pressure on Asante Kotoko kakra bi na me with Harry
Zito, yes, there's pressure. There's pressure, which when the official game, when you're preseason, we official game.
Yeah, official game, yes. And so we have quite Kotoko supporters charge here with Gaka top for night. Tells you say we are there will be a lot of pressure on Kotoko.
No, you see, the preseason games, you know. The complaints came because of performance.
Yeah.
The supporters didn't see like the team performing well. Me familiar to meeting here. I am seeing technical team here. Technical team catch almost like question say as man as supporters ni be they don't see the formation or move system be a part in game planning ya no e ma coaching catch I am for say omunyan start nti wana raise a lot of doubt say obi our preseason omunyan start season nti when are you going to start because system and part in nya man you do it in preseason and say omunyan start as at 12 for omunyan start here when are you going to start to play the league with it I think say I'm seeing where bit say they will tell them say they've not started system and patterns and formations no maybe now they've done it and we will see an improved team baby any I said it here you see now football solo abɛyɛ result oriented adeɛ without results no woka hwee a obi ante ase o na me after Kotoko Go Stars no so I said it here. Go Stars did not create one chance of their own against Kotoko. Che ya pick a ball and a papa ya create bi there be oman bi ntu sha two goals Kotoko she e consider no two giveaways and Elisa goals in the buy but you will lose until you wachi and you lost through errors. And we want to see an improved team. Oh baby, and last season when even Go Stars were winning the league, you know. Okay, any referee being a coach see Kotoko or baby nia. So Kotoko show and commission more baby no. And the referee said that coaching Kotoko just because or not when I've been born and only three where's Adiana. A game based on what we all watch. Let's talk about Go Stars. And the referee said they want to ask about Kotoko show more on board runner. And you know, Didi must. Sorry, Zito. So many who say he's working. And so many who say at least what's a game. No, we should see something. Now,
your man video analyst officially omun communicated, but I'm told say was Shene Jumasi and weekly Newton Pitalati. Go Stars no nyomu ye adwuma ye peke se wa start krana wa ko training grounds a o ye adwuma ne kakra ntino eno so be boazito pa especially
no modern football there you need those things
monitoring of opposition team
you need those things
now Jama Yusuf Hasufuk is in town.
Okay.
Now Obishia Hasufuk supporters. Now who's the house election on the 6th of September.
Okay.
And you know, as a wrap up
next weekend.
Or by and so our name Mr. Mfuju. Okay. Kobe Jones. And one of them penny phobia Accra. According to House of Fogo, he's the winning team. I think one of his tip to win the election.
Okay.
Now me can was
Van der Poel Neko, right?
Van der Poel. Peter Mahama. Okay. But I see Sarah Guzin also runs. The rare winner no. House of Folk supporters Ajinatum. Person did ban. I think so with innovative ideas.
No, so far they
prepare House of Folk to the top.
Yusuf no or fans
or Chroma.
Or fans.
Who's Kobe Jones.
Send a point obi hu no.
Min link sir, but my hunu juma wo no manage home.
Okay.
I'm a man Kobe Jones na madam for. From Sunyane to Accra, Kobe Jones has been my friend.
Okay.
But then Yusuf no and ma wo no manage home. Who's the Togo he's met Togo. He's met Togo. The forms as a supporter Togo be from because of juma wo from a distance. Not Togo hu. Na wa froze bra. Not Togo person why he has been doing that. Abra own hold position be House of Folk.
Okay.
You know, and the supporters group and the Chama Solaba because of Nema, Chama Solo started, you know. I say I pay off. I think it's time as I was a reward Chama Yusuf.
Okay, next week he be there no home come.
That's what I meant about for house election on count.
There be or no.
Oh, there be
next week Obeka ho asem.
On the end for Peter no. I say who's the Peter to win. And baby Okofa dan for the new friend Okofa no monya issue.
0322494401 0322494401 0322494771 ye pick calls best miensa na ye di dwumadie no aba awiye ensem bebre e na yaka eho asem na nkomo bebre na ye di a obetimi aba na wa be kire wa adwen e wo eye dwumadie ni. So hello, good morning.
Morning.
Baby akase Fernando asem ato aso amai.
So your family Lamin. The cassette edum. Pacho let's say kakra efa Black Stars no ho no. Local players na tem amoka no. Say yan se emre bi anto and the yeja. I was see the pressure. Yes, she be being put pressure. Ewo it is yes. And for the foreign players in Pacho much every day.
Mitio.
Local cham na ye bono. The Ghana team ko. Na local players no. First players, midfielders, they are goalkeepers. Ye mu be 2, 3, na ya dia call blaster ni am o be a playing time be a 5 minutes 10 minutes ni a share be a friendly ya dey show confirm say the actual tournament ni who say we good ever put pressure on the players I will have say all for no aye dey o benya be for na kwa na bench yeah she said some run say I know the automatic and you dey be on the play games with the local players am be you so mo say just like that here dey am kwa be a coach I will team ever dey no here you be assistant to the foreign coach and I tell over take it
okay
this level but here is there and there me did say last time there say ya because local player dey be obejani akọ because one kwa onya be more
okay point well made. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Patrick
Frank Sajiku. I'm got a few at Labo. I'm coming, I think that's
okay.
And it's a Kotoko, never be any board of going. Martin, I say, it did give me not be anyone who go by our so, I'm a Chiasia. It's a Kotoko for woman, you know. Now, woman, Timmy Kwasha, my done got too many view. Community.
Okay. All right. Okay. GFHS said the OG League, you know, and I be boss a match, you know, when you know. Na echinye bia anyhow. Hello, good morning. Last caller. Amos.
Papa,
Hapa.
Papa, and you catch your protocol, your players, you catch your more, and your coach, technical members, when you come home, and not give them man shot. Ligi, a better pa. The mission can acquire your coach, and can your coach. Coach, I tell him that the supporters are serious to see a coach. Because Papa, the mission can acquire, and not give them man shot, supporters, you never break papa, and you never think that you cook one cassa, I tell you, because some people are and you because some one of our players, so our players should be 94. What's about formatted? I shall go. Then I do and die. And the queen of the piano. We shall know. And this
all right. Yeah, that's a papa. I ain't me for friend for be me breno. Aso yeah, sorry. Na Jumedia ka atwaso ede amamo special birthday. Eko ede ama Mr. Entry. Or Mpasaitia Senior High School or sign a Mpasaitia Hene Acheampong Mr. Entry a special birthday and Enfama can read him and I say and we show a special birthday. Pakwesi Chronom yes ending come after show no ti ahana yedi jumadi ni nyina esi nyame admo ochina commentary beba Kotoko Gold Stars, champion of champions. Ejoada yebesan share with today's sports, highway sports na face sports tidbit. Yakramo.